All right, punters, dribblers, welcome to the bloody Manly Seagulls versus Melbourne Storm. Hello Sport Live, obviously coming to you from Bloke in a Bar Studios, courtesy of the one, the only, the big freak, Denon Kemp. Obviously, Edward.
Game day, baby.
Game day, Manly, ready to rip, ready to tear.
I woke up, there was something in the air.
Well, it's a thickness in the air, a finals footy thickness.
Yeah, and it's thick as custard, and the thicker the better, if you're asking me.
Yeah, team's on the field now, all in our bounce-out trackies. Kempy, over to you on the love sack, mate. How are you going?
Look, I'm ready. My body has been ready all season. I feel like this finals footy, this final series, there's a lot of thickness about it, as you said. The thickness that I'm feeling in my pants right now, I mean, relatively speaking.
Yes.
It's there.
If there's a theme for this finals, it's thickness.
Yes.
I agree.
The boys are thick. The fans are thick.
Everyone's thick.
The air is thick.
Can I ask you a question, Kempy, quickly? That looks like a very expensive mic stand. Is that custom?
It is custom. It's bespoke.
Lovely.
Look, is it going to do the job for the whole 80? I don't know. We didn't really hire him as an 80-minute player. We hired him as an impact player.
Yeah, right.
A lot to prove, really, to be honest. Like, I haven't been happy with his performance so far. As you can see, the mic is moving just a bit.
It's already dipping, yeah.
Look, put it this way. We pay him a substantial amount a year, whereas that boom arm by itself is about $80. So I'm not sure if he's worth the money.
Yeah, okay, right.
But I would like to see him go the big lift for the 80, though. Dig deep, finals time.
Does he have it in him, though?
I don't know. But it makes for an interesting narrative.
Certainly does.
There's a lot of narrative. There's a lot riding, really, on this whole situation. Arguably his job, but we'll discuss that at a later time. Might not be appropriate for a live show.
Now, rightly or wrongly, I can't see us on here on the YouTube. Is that because I'm fucking, a special person, or is it because we're not live?
No, we're live. I can see us on my laptop.
Okay, sweet. Have we got dribblers commenting and shit?
Yeah, it's all coming.
Oh, beautiful.
I think when it comes to technology,
You leave me out of it.
Oh!
You leave
Oh,
Tom
we're
out.
underway.
Let's go, mate!
Fucking hell!
And so we are. So the time for us right now is 39:44, 43, 42, 41, 40, and Manly just started terribly bad omen 40-0
I don't know if it was
Storm.
terrible. I think that was a pretty
that was
good
to plan.
start.
That's a great start. Look at the meters we've made.
Lull them into a sense of dominance.
Exactly. Oh, we're into it.
Is the ball going to go dead here? No, I don't think so.
Now, Croker of best hooker in the game ruled out with injury, but Carl Lawton comes in and we're on him first try scorer. So
Look, you've gone hot.
we have gone hot. Tommy in space.
Nah, they've got him covered there. I reckon that's good proof that they have got his number. Look at that. On his back. Oh, hey, get into him.
Yes,
Come on.
boys.
Get into him.
You like niggle early.
You do.
That's a good sign.
And Cherry onto the boot, just a classy little kick
it's a
there.
smart kick. It's
Knock on!
No hands.
Oh, wow.
That's ridiculous. Listen.
What about the yarn, the narrative that Tommy's getting a bit roughed up early by the Storm? They've targeted him. There's going to be a blue, surely.
If we know anything about these two sides, they love a stink. Oh my God, there's a bee's dick in that.
Pappenhausen may have spent too much time caring about his hair. Everyone got the mullet. The mullet was cool. But now it's like, don't let the mullet wear you. You know what I mean? Wear the mullet. But now I'm concerned for Melbourne that the mullet's wearing him.
Well, wear the mullet on your own terms,
Yeah.
Tom. We've always said that. You've got to wear the mullet on your own terms. But the mullet wearing pap on its own terms.
Yes.
And
It's not good signs.
Well, it's not conducive to good rugby league football. And we saw that there. It was almost an early knock on off a innocuous kick.
Yep. Out to Ruben, Jonah Lomu Garrick.
Oh, Jonah, look at him go.
Just quickly on the mullet too, it could be said a bit of mind games from Tom Trbojevic going the shaved head as if to say, I don't need a mullet to get the job done.
We've always said that, Dan, and we've said that when it comes to rugby league footballers, especially the elites, if you shave your head, you're basically going, bruh, I don't give a fuck about my hair. All I care about is rugby league.
Yeah.
I shaved my head once and I thought it was impossible for my nose to look bigger, but it did.
I mean, that's one of those like optical illusions, right? Like if you get rid of everything around it, it's gonna
big Marty.
accentuate
He's in a mood, Marty, tonight.
Oh, Daly. Oh, fuck! Oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get him. No. Oh no! Oh no! That was not good rugby league football. Don't signal 6 again, you prick. Just give the try. Oh fuck, Eddie. We haven't been vaping. I think that's maybe why it was bad luck.
Look, it's the try we needed to let in. It's the try we needed to let in. You want to give one away early, I think, Tom. Especially in finals footy.
Lullaby, this isn't good enough.
This isn't good enough. Morgan.
This isn't good enough.
He's
Morgan.
usually so safe.
That's 1 try assist for Cherry Evans already.
Shut the fuck up, Dave.
Ooh.
We'll have you on the crate in 2 seconds. D or Dave currently pressing buttons, but we are going to have him uncomfortably sitting on a crate that's too high for
What
his
about the
legs.
cheese? Fuck, he's good, the cheese. There was a bit of a debate online. I put up my team of the week, but the team of the year. But the team of the year was just a culmination of who had made the spot each week.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it wasn't like me looking at the broader picture of things. It was just like who made it week to week.
Well, that's
Just-
almost the best
Like a
fucking way.
Dally M of...
Yeah,
Beaks Dally M.
kind of. But the problem is that let's say you have like 5 9 out of 10 games, and then like 4 6 out of 10 games. A bloke that has all 8 out of 10 games with a few 9 out of 10s is going to get beaten by the 5 9
Yep.
out of 10s. But
Yep.
anyway, the hard thing was with something like that is there was controversy because everyone said, and I agree, like Cheese should win Dally M hooker, but he actually plays a lot of lock and front row, so it was hard to just select like each week. It was like, oh fuck, he played 60 minutes, or you know,
In multiple positions,
yeah.
how are you
And so
gonna,
like, oh, was he
yeah.
a hooker or was he? Whereas like Harry Grant was, always playing hooker usually. But just wanted to clear the air if there are some dribblers that were a bit upset that Grant got the nod over Cheese. Cheese absolutely is my hooker of the 2021 season.
Right. Now, have you ever thought about, and you may already do this, but like a golden beak for player of the season? Something,
I do like that.
you know what I mean? You get a golden beak mounted. Obviously it's awarded to the the best player of the year. It doesn't have to be Dally M.
Well,
but
I mean, can we let the punter and dribbler know we do have an end of season award show?
we do have at the end of season awards show. That's absolutely right.
Look at the Cheese. Look at him. Look at that.
He's a presence.
He is a fucking weapon.
He's a presence. I like the golden beak.
know
like
what
the
I
golden
mean?
beak.
I think that could in time go past the Dally Messenger Award.
It's steeped in gravitas already, Eddie.
Well, like the Dally M started somewhere, right? And now it's a big thing. But
Eddie,
over time,
The Immortals was just something Rugby League Week did for a
Yeah.
fucking giggle.
I know, and
It was
now
for like
look
a
at-
Bundy or like a drink, actually, the Immortals thing. I think it was for like some alcohol brand.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
it was advertising.
I think so.
I thought it was Rugby League Week did it.
Let me get it up.
And then the NRL purchased it off them. Dior, obviously.
I'm
But the
Dioring
Golden
as we
Beak,
speak.
I think, in time could become, synonymous with the
Well,
game
like,
of rugby league.
Dally
with
M,
high
he's
performance.
one of the goats. Whereas like getting an award from a very average NRL player, sometimes that would hold more weight due to the fact that I'm a part of the punter and the dribbler being extremely average.
Yeah. Well,
You're the people's champion, which is probably the most important accolade you could receive.
Well, my nickname is the People's Beak. That's where it all come from.
There we go.
there you go.
There you go. So I'm seeing synergy.
Yeah.
Look, not the start we wanted, but that's okay. Munster obviously not injured.
No, but apparently, and listen, if you listen to some people, that's why they're carrying Nico Hines on the bench. Internal stitching to Munster's knee, and if those stitches pop, which I'm hoping they will, obviously hope he's okay.
Hear that on
but
Triple M?
I did on the way in.
So did I.
Shout out to Triple M. Shout out to Ryan Girdler. Maybe that's when Nico comes on. Maybe they're just wasting a bench spot. Maybe they're just showing us some disrespect. And this is when we step up. Craig already pissed off. What about, Craig? What about? The try you just scored? Get some real fucking problems, bro.
So here's the yarn about the Immortals yarn. Established in 1981, the original group consisted of former Test captain Clive Churchill, Bob Fulton, Reg Gasnier, Johnny Raper. Although Rugby League Week did not hold any official affiliation with any of the governing bodies of Rugby League, the release was met with a lot of respect. To coincide with this announcement, Hunter Valley Vineyard, Elliott's Wine, released in conjunction with Rugby League Week 4 bottles of 1977 vintage port as a box set. Each player was represented on the label of each of these bottles. Returning 18 years later, Rugby League Week announced 1999 its intention to select a 5th member of the Immortals, and then blah, blah, blah.
Can
you
you
go.
still buy the port?
That would be interesting.
That'd be nice. They should really be getting that port. You know what I mean? Like, we should be selling that port. Here we go. Lomu's under it. No, Tommy's under it.
There'd be boxes of that port sitting under people's houses, and they wouldn't
Surely.
know. Like,
I
what?
wouldn't realize. Find it in the walls.
What are they worth? 6, 7, 800,000?
I thought you were going to say million, Eddie.
800 million, you reckon? Seems a little over the top, but
Oh, well,
look, they are immortals.
You
and
got to
it is
factor in
port.
for inflation.
Well, port's expensive as well.
You got to factor in for inflation like you did on the
Jesus.
podcast,
That looked a bit high.
Eddie.
Yeah.
You got to
do.
factor in inflation.
You do. That's a good point. Dan.
I stole port off my old man once and drank it, and I swore on that day never to touch another drop. But because it was gross, not because my dad caught me, I got away with it until now. But it tasted like pure shit. But if it's an immortal port, then I'm prepared to give it another crack.
I had port the first time I got drunk, and so it was no good.
No, but that's the sort of thing you drink when you're like, oh, what's this? Well, it looks like it's probably going to do the job, and it does the job.
And
but
did the job. And it did a job. It did a job. And I haven't really returned to the port since.
No.
What would make me come back to it? Maybe immortal port.
Maybe an immortal. See, look, this is all right. This is okay.
No,
you know,
we've just
got him
settled.
down there. Oh, don't call that a high tackle. Fuck, Marty.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Marty has a penalty in him. Not what we needed. We were settled. We were settled.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I don't want to blame Jerome Hughes, but did he lean into that?
I think he did, and he milked it.
I think he's milked that.
Pappenhausen looks like he's gone off and got another haircut in between the start of this game and now, which wouldn't surprise me because he's taken the hair too seriously. I'm sorry, Ryan, but yeah.
Way too seriously.
Way too seriously. Is there a barber on the bench? Is that what they do here?
Well, maybe they're carrying Nico as a barber.
Is
Is
Nico
that
just-
possible?
Is
Is
Nico
Nico-
there just to touch up Pappenhausen every
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Listen, mate, like, we don't have any room for you, but...
Dave, if you fucking... Oh.
That's a good tackle, Morgan Harper. Redeem yourself, and you have. That's good stuff. Because no one knows more about hair than Nico Hines.
Exactly.
All right, you wanna
That's
get
that's the...
over his-
Like, people probably look at that hair and say he hasn't put much effort into that. But I can tell you right now, that's
what are you
ours.
talking about, mate? He spent like the whole pre-game touching that thing up.
Do you think, is this the first time a team's carried a barber on the bench?
I would have thought it would be because I've never seen a man care about their hair as much as Pappenhausen is for this game,
Look,
which
I
is
don't-
concerning for the Storm. Oh, fuck me.
Fuck.
I think so.
Obstruction. Yeah, have a
Obstruction.
look.
Great call,
Good
Denon.
pick up, Denon.
Great call.
That's why the people's beak.
Look, I got to say it like I see it. You know, I'm not gonna.
well,
Yes, please.
I don't
Yeah,
drink
he's
at
got
the
no
moment.
try. He's got no try. That'll do me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
They're not even looking at the
he's held up.
instruction.
He's held up. Is he?
No. Has he promoted it?
I think he's promoted it.
Oh, he's promoted the fuck
I
out
can't
of
believe
that.
they're not even looking at the obstruction potentially. Maybe fucking I'm wigging out.
I think he's promoted it.
Tackle complete there,
Mate, that's clearly a try every day of the week.
but he's promoted it. Jeez, it's clutching at straws. I'll admit that.
Apparently the sheriff has left the dogs.
Oh, really? As in he's chosen to leave or
I'm not
he
sure.
has...
I'll have a.
And do we have confirmation his penis has as well, or is it...
Or
Yeah.
did they keep the penis?
I think they may have kept the penis, but let me look. The Bulldogs and Adam Elliott have agreed to part ways, but there's no mention of the penis. I can only assume they've kept it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they would have mentioned it in the presser, right?
Oh,
Surely.
and they've sent this up no try.
That close to the line.
They've sent
but
this
I
up
don't
no
think he got
try, and he's still before the line. The ref doesn't think there's nothing there. I think you take it off him, and I think you bin Pappenhausen.
I think that's a good call, Tom.
I actually think that's an 8-point try. If
Dave?
my rule knowledge.
We will have to disconnect your microphone.
I'm like that younger brother playing Xbox where you just give him a controller not
He's
plugged
like
in.
he's like Stifler's younger brother in fucking American Pie, and he's just like jumping over your shoulder, and eventually you just go,
Oh, let's go. Told you. 8 points, I reckon.
oh my God.
Not a good start. Not a good start.
Oh. They don't know what they're doing.
Morgan Harper not going great there.
He is usually a good defender. I'll give him that, Morgan Harper. He's usually
Is he a
pretty
tad
good.
overawed? Maybe. It's early days though.
Kenny scored the first try in the last
Look,
game.
if I'm being honest, when you play Queensland or Manly, if you go at DCE side a lot, there can be some dividends to be paid there.
So you're blaming Cherry Evans there?
No, just because if you get him busy and tackling a lot, he doesn't have as much pizzazz in attack usually. So obviously there's been plenty of games where he has, but for example, the first game, Queensland versus New South Wales, I think he did like the most tackles of anyone on the field for the first 20 minutes or something. And so like the game plan usually when you play Manly is to run at DCE quite a lot.
They seem to be making many a rugby league meter down our right edge, which I'm not loving.
No, it seems to be becoming a little bit too easy right now.
But look, I will say this.
Saab should have come in there.
Because we're live streaming, because it's the first finals game this year, I think the narrative needed a comeback, like a come from behind win.
Yep.
When everyone's written us off and the bookies have got us at 100-1 at halftime, and Manly go, you know what? Fuck the lot of you.
Yeah, fuck all y'all.
How does 8 second half tries sound? Does that sound nice?
That sounds pretty
Because
goddamn
that's what we've
nice.
got in us. That's what we've got in us. We've got 8 second half tries at a minimum.
Just quietly,
We've got 8
how
tries
good?
in 8 minutes.
How good is suburban grounds?
Yeah, they are. They're nice.
They're so good. There's something about them that's just footy, you know. Oh, sir, there he is.
Well, it's rugby league.
It is fucking rugby league. It is.
The suburban ground, and I think that they should go along with St. Peter's plan.
We
to
don't have the
reinvest in
yeah.
suburban grounds and just keep them as part.
We don't
of
have the
that.
population to fill big stadiums every week.
And in Sydney
Hughesy.
specifically,
Like,
it's so like everyone sort of stays in their area. No
Yeah.
one really travels. The hard
Like-
makes it hard. Like just keep the suburban ground.
and also like, not only do we not have like, obviously we have the population, but at the same time, like, we don't have the product that is worth going to the ground.
Oh, Jason.
To fill out a 50,000 stadium each week. Whereas like AFL, being at the ground, it's a better experience than watching it on TV.
And it's easy to get into the ground in Melbourne. Like to get into the city, all the trams and shit, way
Yep.
easier than getting out to
Oh
ANZ
my
Stadium.
God.
Morgan Harper.
He has been one of your most consistent
dear,
players.
I did not see this coming.
No, this ain't.
Oh, he's
he's
knocked it
knocked it
on!
on.
Yeah, challenge that money.
I
That's a
challenge
challenge.
Is he
Mate,
gonna challenge
Munster
it?
doesn't make mistakes.
I'm about to turn Dave's mic off. And I'm going to make him sit on the floor.
Munster looks
It'll only
confident.
make me yell louder.
Well, we might have to jam a bloke shirt in your mouth and tape it up. Shout out to everyone who bought Bloke in a Bar and the Beer Soon t-shirts as
Yes, thank you.
well. Thank you very much.
If you haven't got them already, they will be there by most likely next week.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's an elbow.
That's a
in the
classic
face.
Munster elbow right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't drop it.
Well, he did probably.
Well, the argument
didn't
would be
lose
if the
control.
ground wasn't there, he would have lost control. That's what they keep saying in like. Surely, it's
Are
gonna
they
be, oh, successful. Wow.
So do we say that he is allowed to elbow an individual in the face and that's okay?
Well, if he's
Well, he
allowed to
missed.
kick someone in the face, which he has done on numerous occasions, why
Wow.
is an elbow an issue?
Hopefully that makes Hamolo angry. Hamolo.
Well, he's angry. He's pissed off now.
He's a big boy.
I think they'll take the points here. What do we think?
Is that a penalty? Okay,
Not a penalty.
sure thing.
Yeah,
Penalty, surely.
Yeah.
that is unfair though, because he did lash out with his elbow. Like, you know, where's the penalty? Because like it was the elbow lash out, even though it missed, that it initiated Hamoli's response.
But it did miss. Is that how they're seeing it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I see that, but I just feel for Hamole because it's like, well, he fucking nearly elbowed him, and he only missed not because he didn't want to miss, he missed because he accidentally missed. You know?
Yeah. If he was a better thrower of the elbow, he would have connected.
Yes.
Well, I thought he did connect. I thought I saw an elbow touch the
Where is it? Oh,
beautiful cheek of Hamole Olakawatu.
You saw a grazing,
Go,
Tom.
cheese.
I did.
That's a good tackle, Jake. Strong.
Oh, 6 again there,
No
sir.
way. What are you
Come
talking
on.
about?
Yes. Mate, Jakey in the bin.
Oh,
Oh, no,
this
he's
is-
telling him to play the ball again.
out of like all of the
Calm
worst.
down, Dave.
Oh, it's not even a reset. What's doing? What's Adam doing?
No. That was fine. Got to hold him out here. Really.
See that? See,
Yeah.
like DC has
I
a
saw
tendency
that.
to do that, man.
Saw
Like he,
that. I didn't like it.
I'm telling you, if you
Up for
go down,
winners.
you play
no
Manly.
cheese. Oh, yes, cheese. Oh, it's Welchie.
That's
it's
a great
friend of the show,
line.
Welchie. Let's go.
That's a great line.
That one's for you, boys. I can tell you, Welchie told me he's scoring a try for Tom and Eddie tonight.
This is tough.
This is a tough fucking start.
This
What I
is
tell ya.
tough.
I told you, if you go down,
Tough.
DCE side,
Fuck.
he has a tendency to make errors.
This is horrible. This is horrible, Eddie. Oh, what the fuck? There was like 100 of us
Oh,
there.
my God.
It's hard though because you can't hit before he gets the ball. So it's just that what they've got to do is put pressure on Cheese. Like Cheese shouldn't have this long to see that. He should never have that long to double pump on the line like that.
That's Dally M Hooker of the Year right there.
Wow,
Okay.
this is not looking good.
Look, obviously, I'm an eternal optimist. I must stay positive.
You gotta
but,
be.
You know, they're not making it easy. They're not making it easy. Fucking Christian Welsh of all people.
Do you think it's weird that, like, it's going to be probably the case that the best hooker in the league is going to be a guy with the last name Smith for like 20 to 30 years?
Well, Harry
Maybe even
Grant
longer.
might have something to say about that.
Yeah, he can
What do
say
you-
it from the bench. No one's going to hear
What do
him.
you think they'll do next year with your sort of
I
an
think-
eye to the future?
I think there's nothing wrong with what we've got going now. So starting Cheese and then 20 minutes in or so moving Cheese to lock and putting him in the back row and having
Long
Harry on the
term, are
bench.
they going to do that though? Dylan, do you think?
I think that they should. I think that the reason why they didn't offer Finucane much, and very good sources have spoken about it, is because they have Cheese. So like the offer for Cheese is going to be substantially more than what he's on. Now he could honestly probably earn $850 at another club, I'd say, because he's one of the biggest stars in the NRL. But like you've got to sit down with him and go, okay, let's say you sign a 5-year deal with Storm and a 5-year deal with another club. Let's just throw numbers out there. And Storm offer you $600K a year and another club offers you $850K a year, just for even numbers. That's an extra $1 million essentially over that 5-year period. The money you'll earn post-career by winning Prems and getting the job done will far outweigh the $1 million you would have earned over a 5-year period at another club. Like if he goes to Titans and struggles in the 8, that it's, for example, perfect example, Will Chambers sledged blokes his whole career and no one said nothing. Will Chambers goes to Sharks, sledges blokes and gets absolutely crucified. Like it's similar with Cheese. If he goes to another club and he's that bouncy character personality, it's not as lovable, it's not as cool. But when you're the fucking big swinging dick in the room, you can be the character that you want to be and be whatever you want to be because you're winning.
Yeah.
Same with Brian Toto and them. If they're carrying
absolutely.
boxes around and they're not winning games.
Absolutely.
People are gonna think
Everyone
they look
like
weird.
if Cheese acted the way he acts at one of the bottom teams, people are like, fucking settle down, you Keith. Fucking, you're not winning any games. Whereas he's a big, thick boy.
You got to earn the right to be
Yeah.
arrogant, even though he's not arrogant. But I get what you're saying. Like a bouncy,
He's flashy.
a flashy. Yeah, he's a flashy.
You
personality.
wouldn't be tackling your coach and stealing his grandson's lollipop if you weren't winning games.
Put it this way: if you're going to put your dick on the chopping block, it better be thick
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
was-
got to be. It's got to be a dick of consequence.
because they're going to try chop it, and you got to take that chop.
Yeah.
And skinny dicks don't last a chop on a chopping block.
No, they've never lasted on a chopping block ever. There's no skinny dick has ever lasted on a chopping block.
Well, I mean, you want a dick that takes a couple of chops, right?
Well, you want a dick that can, take the heat of a guillotine, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me your best. Give me your best. And the big hog left standing, the one that makes the calls.
Man, this is
To
crazy.
the victor go the spoils, I believe is the saying, Tom.
This reminds me a lot of Melbourne versus Penrith grand final where they just shock and awe.
Yeah.
Oh, he kept it. That's his basketball skills. That's his basketball skills.
100%.
Tommy, just go, bruh. Tough carry. Let's rip. Let's live.
Oh, crunch him, Welchie.
Jesus Christ.
You're going to lose your mic soon, Dave.
Look at that kick pressure. They're
I
so
think, like,
good to
That
Storm.
was a great kick by Cherry Evans.
What a
No, just
what a
less.
set.
Just less.
They're so fucking clinical of Storm. They always rise to the big occasion. You know, like whenever you ever seen a Storm, usually in a big game, just go to complete water. Very rarely.
I had to say it. I've got very few cards left to play.
At 16-0, we don't have many cards, Eddie. It's safe to say.
No, we don't. We've been given a shit hand. I'm holding a 2 and a 7. I've got fuck all going on. And I'm trying to make the most of it. Now, if we're next to score and it's 16-6, then you start to believe. You start to say to yourself, okay,
Oh, fuck off, Cheese.
Cheese is my mom so far.
You can't make cheese without a bit of milk, boys.
He does have a cheese and milk, both dairy products.
Yeah.
Well, you can't make cheese without milk, as
Yes.
Dave pointed out.
That was quite a good call from Dave, actually.
It was.
In what's been a night of pure shit over to my left, that was a call that I think we can all respect.
You comfortable to go with it, Tom?
What the fuck was wrong with that? I mean, you don't play rugby league.
Yeah.
That was a head collision.
Yeah,
We got
I'm
record
alright with
audience, boys. Record audience. Just want to say thanks to punters and dribblers that are watching right now. Record audience of
Holy
1.3
shit.
thousand people.
1.3K.
That's
Thanks for being
thanks,
here.
guys.
Thanks
We
here to watch
appreciate
us
it.
fucking cry.
It's look as we get further in, like if it goes the way it's going, I think there'll be more people.
We might break this record.
revel in our
Yeah.
pain. But
This
that's
might be
fine.
a Ruben Garrick breaking records like multiple times in one night situation if the game continues to go the way it's going. I do feel like potentially there's a lot of people hate watching us right now.
Is it worth mentioning that we're breaking record numbers on the first live stream that I'm allowed into?
Well,
Have it
you're
come on
allowed
there?
into it a little less than you're coming into it, I think. Dave.
Look, I
We're
think
gonna
that if
sit
you were
on the floor.
if you're a true professional, you don't say that. So I think you've proven your inability to handle success.
Yeah, exactly,
okay.
exactly. He's struggling with the big time, I think, right
Yeah.
now. The bright lights, and I mean, there might be some poo in his pants. We will check that at halftime. That's a promise.
And I'm devastated because they're my new bounce out trackies.
Yeah,
and
the
Really
trackies,
didn't think I'd poo these.
Is
on
that
the
coming out
first
of his
day.
pay, that trackie?
You know what it does. He does. He didn't know
And
that.
he paid overs for them.
Yeah.
He paid overs, big overs.
I actually owe these guys this week in terms of paycheck.
You do, you do. Thanks for being a good sport about it. Here we go.
Oh, Remus Smith, bro. He's been so good. This is what I was talking about with that big body in the centre, that first contact. You look at the difference in the set. If that's Nico Hines, he most likely doesn't win that first impact the way Remus did. So important to have a big body in the centres. Because it's usually one-on-one tackles as well. So you can't be getting resold fucking... case in point, Morgan Harper, usually such a good offender, he's been struggling with his one-on-one tackling, and Melbourne have scored all these points.
Where's that come from? I don't like...
Is it the moment overawing him? Do you think?
Honestly, I just think that,
Or
again...
they recognised a weakness there
I
I wasn't aware of.
No, again, what DCE is a top tier half, but he has a tendency to make, like we saw it in the try before where he rushed out of the line. So he's like disconnecting himself from the defence. So I'm not saying it's only his fault, but him and the people outside him, they seem to make decisions not together. For example, earlier it was DCE, ran out of line. The try before that, Morgan Harper jammed in and Saab didn't follow him in. So it's not one of their fault, but all of them, they're not working together as a team. And I don't know whether that's due to pressure. I don't know whether that's due to the Melbourne Storm's good line running. But they've got to work it out. Otherwise, there's just going to be fucking...
Kenny Bromwich has got a filthy mullet on him. I just noticed that, if anyone wants to see.
Mr. Consistent.
If Morgan Harper's jamming in and Saab doesn't follow him, is there a call, or is he just got to recognise that?
You've just got to
Do you know
recognise
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah,
Is it a vibe thing, or is it like a planned
It's
thing?
pure vibe. So basically, it all depends on your 4 and 3 defenders.
Go, Dill!
Go,
he's
Dill!
away!
Go, Dill! This is better stuff!
Dill with a bit of bloody electricity.
Go!
A bit of oomph.
Oh, yes, Dale.
That's 5.
Oh, what a kick!
I mean,
okay.
Look, is it the finish to the
Not
set?
bad.
We get him.
Go, Paps.
Concerned at how slowly they reset. Then transition play is so important.
Did we want a 7 tackle set? Did we want that? No.
Do you
Man.
think, Denon, and I defer to you as the only former NRL player on the couch or in the room,
Div
That-
2 Oztag not included.
Div 2 Oztag not included, that a 7 tackle set for a catch in goal is like a bit scat, or even whether it's the 7 tackle set. I'm trying to work out where my mind initially had the issue. Whether it's a 7 tackle set for a ball that goes dead, or a 7 tackle set for just one that's fielded in the in goal. It seems like you kind of disincentivizing an attacking kick if a catch on the full in the in goal is a 7 tackle set.
Oh yeah, I understand. The ball over the dead ball line. The reason why that was brought in was because Wayne Bennett, when they were
Taking Slater out of the game.
yeah, he was just kicking the ball dead. Whereas I don't mind
Come on.
if they catch it in goal and it gets a 7 tackle set, just because like you've got to punish the attacking team. Like you've got to give the defence some kind of benefit there. Whereas the attacking team in attacking kicks is usually got so much benefit from it because they've got the run up, whereas the defensive team, they're standing still.
Yeah.
So if the defensive team does catch it on the full, it's a poor kick, or they've done a really good job. I think you should reward the defensive side like that. But to be honest, I don't think it's the dead one. I can fully understand it, but the catch and goal, I could go either way. But I feel like sometimes we try to, especially now, we reward attacking play and we forget the fact that defense is 50% of the game as well. We don't reward enough defensive stuff.
I read something that I think Jamie Soward said, and this was a while ago, but he was saying about this rule, it should be something like if you kick it from outside the 30 and it goes dead and they catch it, it's not an attacking kick, let's say, then it shouldn't be a 7, or it should be a 7 tackle set. But if you're putting an attacking kick in, say you're just rolling it through and it just dribbles dead, like inside the 10 meters, then it maybe shouldn't be a 7 tackle set.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Again, it's all about trying to find that balance between rewarding the defensive side and also promoting attacking play. And the problem with like a lot of the changes is that not like one of the biggest problems with all these changes so quickly is they're all to the attacking side. So in a game where it's supposed to be, an even chance, like defense versus attack, there's supposed to be an even ability to impact the play. Whereas at the moment, everything is leaning towards the attacking team getting more and more advantage. That's why you see blowouts.
Yeah, I like that with stripping penalties kind of gets me a bit because all the onus is on the defender, it seems like, not to strip the ball. And when you've got a guy who's like looking for an offload and he's trying to get his hands free, if you're trying to wrap up the ball and you touch it and it leaves their hand, you're going to get called a strip against. But it's like, what are you meant to do as a defender? You need to wrap up the ball and stop the offload.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You'd say if you didn't do that though, you'd get so many people milking it. It's fucking crazy.
Absolutely.
All right, 18-0. That's okay.
18-0's not as bad as 18-0 looks, Eddie.
Look, 18-0 can be spun any way you want. You could look at it this way. 18-0 could be 3 quick tries.
3 quick tries, which...
Like, okay, if someone scored 18 points in 3 minutes, right?
Which team would do that if you were to pick one team in the comp to score 18 tries in 3 minutes? I know which one I'd be picking.
Pick a team. Pick a team that could do it. Pick a team that could score 24 points.
Can I pick them, Eddie?
In 4 minutes. No, I'll let you... Hang on. What team could score 30 points in 5 minutes?
Well, look, there's probably only one team if you were asking me that question right now, and I'd say it was the men from the Peninsula, the mighty Manly Seagulls. This could be, Eddie, and obviously it's speculative here, but false sense of confidence to the Storm. They're a bunch of fucking losers.
A false dawn?
A false dawn. I've heard that term used, Eddie. I don't know what context, but I feel like a false dawn works here, maybe.
Well, I've always thought that a false dawn was like, oh, I think it's dawn.
The sun's up, but it's actually not.
It's not, though. You know what I mean? So you're getting ready to get out of bed. Wrong. Someone's left the bathroom light on.
Yeah, that's all
it's
it
is.
is.
Dawn. It's not dawn.
Or it's a rogue morning bird who's gone off too early, and you're like, oh, fuck.
That's not a penalty. That's bullshit.
Look, at this point...
That's a joke.
It's a load of shit. We've wrapped his arms up. The ref's against us. There's not much you can do at this point.
But you know what? You're lucky that Jake Trbojevic didn't get sent off because he probably should have been sent off.
Why would he have got sent off?
Because you gave about 20 penalties away on your line, and that was fully intentional.
Everyone else does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they should send them off. Like 10 in the bin, sorry, not send off.
Why? But you're not going to send off Jake Trbojevic, the nicest guy in rugby league.
No,
that doesn't make any sense.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? Like, surely the NRL's got to start sending a message to, parents and mothers and fathers and children that being a nice guy, you'll get rewarded.
It's a fair point.
Nice guys don't finish last.
Well, they shouldn't finish last.
No, they shouldn't. It's been one of the great travesties.
I tell you what, Munster's up and about, and that's not a good sign for you guys. When Munster's up and about, not many teams can stop an up and about Munster.
We've lacked
anything.
Polish.
Yeah, well...
We've left our boot of polish at home. Like, when we've put ourselves in a nice situation, we've fucked it.
We're falling off tackles. It's a bit fucking chaotic.
Well, it's because they've ran so much traffic down DC's edge that he's tied in. He's not that he's tired, but he's not as energetic in attack to control the game as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Was that a fifth tackle there, or was that just he lost the ball?
Yeah, that was fifth.
Or did they give it to Brad because he's strong as an ant? I don't know.
There could be that. Brad, ant strength. Do you know what I watched actually last night? Funnily enough, he stripped that. That's fine. Bug's Life. Lots of ants in that. And I thought of Brad Parker the whole time. I thought this could be a good omen.
That's a great omen.
Bug's Life, I haven't watched in a while, but if I'm not mistaken, a story of workers uniting to overthrow the ruling class. Is it not?
Dave, it certainly had something to do with that. It was
Yeah.
bugs fighting off some sort of insect.
Grasshoppers.
Angry grasshoppers.
Great movie. Believe it came out after Toy Story. It was a Pixar creation. Incredible stuff.
Funnily enough, came out the same.
There he is.
Cherry Evans.
There he
butched
is.
him.
Let's go.
Came out at the same
There
time
he
as
is.
Ants, or basically, and everyone was like, "Hey, Ants, relax. We just did A Bug's Life."
Yeah, Ants. I think that was Dreamworld or DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's that? I mean, have we heard about blocking a fucking player?
Yes, thank you. Here we
Crucial.
go. It's time.
Here we go.
Fucking Wayne Bennett. It's all his fault.
3 tries in 3 minutes.
3 tries in 3 minutes. Watch it happen.
3 tries in 3 minutes. We're going to go into half time even.
Need points here. Need
Daniel
points.
Paseka, maybe just on the field.
That
I
all
don't
started
know.
from DCE's great run. Great captain's run, that run.
Was
They
it
needed
against
it.
the Titans that you guys came back 18 points down?
They're more down than that. They're like 24-0 down or some
okay.
shit.
And I was never in doubt.
I'm not counting my chickens just yet. We gave up like a 20-point lead in the grand final almost, so.
Great points. Here we go.
Points here and the game changes for sure. Because if you score more points than the opposition, you win.
I've taken great
Really?
joy. That's actually a fucking huge point, dude. I've taken great joy in watching Taniela Paseka get thicker and thicker every season he's played rugby.
There he is, the big boy. He's angry. Go, big boy!
Dig deep, son.
Oh, get off him, Pappenhausen, with your
Yes!
haircut. Oh, Carl Lawton.
Mate, you think you're
Carl.
Brandon Smith? Nah.
Big Carl.
Eddie,
Get up,
I've got a
fuck.
question for you, Eddie. At
Yep.
what point do we make Dave sit on the floor? Oh,
Yes!
There it is!
yes!
There it is!
Yes!
That's great from DCE.
Oh, you're not calling that forward. You fucking asshole!
Have a look at it.
Well, no, you can't rule on forward passes. I hate this ref.
I don't
Oh, it's
know
a
about
penalty.
that. I want to see that again. I don't know about that. That did, yeah, I don't know if that looked forward.
That did not look forward at all.
Because it
But
looked
they-
deceptive because he had to step back.
But they can rule on it because
That's
it's a
not
tap,
forward.
It's not a pass, right?
No.
What
No,
the
do you
fuck
remember
is
earlier
going
this
He was
season?
1 meter in front of the line and it lands 1 meter in front of the line.
That is ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure they can rule on that because they ruled on a tap on earlier in the season, the video ref.
Yeah, that I don't reckon that was forward. He
Jesus,
was
that's tough. That's so tough.
That's so tough.
because he was at about the 9 meter mark and it landed at the 9 meter mark.
Yeah. And I mean, you know.
Oh, that's a penalty.
What are you doing? Dangerous position.
Are we just going to give a penalty or are we going to get this guy out of the game of rugby league for good?
Man, that ref looks rattled. That ref looks rattled, man.
Dude, he is rattled. Listen here, mate. Like, what are you, 8 years old? This is the big time, brother.
Most.
Hold on to it, for fuck's sake. It's the first tackle.
Don't give a shepherd away.
Could you imagine that?
Oh
I'd
my
melt.
God.
I'd melt into the couch.
So this is where they need to like hit their lines, get structured, don't panic, get the repeat set.
And go again.
See, that's
Build some
good.
pressure.
That's a fantastic run because now they get set.
Go, Dylan.
Oh, now I need someone to get
They're
there
up
now.
quick,
Get now, go
Melbourne.
again.
They
Are
don't.
they offside?
I mean, do we call it offside in rugby league? Is it called offside when you're up fucking inside the 10 metres?
I don't know.
Is that called
I
offside?
think it is, dude. I think it might be.
Do we need to go and school this 8-year-old referee on the rules of
that's
rugby league?
shit.
Jesus Christ.
This is bush league stuff at the moment.
Is this the players running off the halfback den and not doing like the
Well, it's
right thing?
it's just a lack of like someone needs to step up and be like, this is where we're getting to. Oh,
That's what it's all about.
There it is.
Hey! What are you going to rule now, dickhead?
Yeah, you're gonna take that one off.
Take it off him. Are you going to take it off him?
Oh, go on, look at it, you 8-year-old.
There we go.
Get
That's
back
so
to
important.
kindy, you dog.
That's what Manly can do. We can score points when there's nothing doing.
Saab becoming an aerial man.
If they
you
score
know?
a few
Has he
more
got his
tries, they'll
pilot's
be ahead.
license, Tom? Has he got his pilot?
Check out the attempted escort from Olam and he falls over.
Yeah, well, Olam's a loser.
Yeah.
So
And that said, with the greatest respect,
obviously,
of
I'm a
course.
fan of Olam, but in that situation, you look like a clown.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bait.
Saab gets up. What's up, baby? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So good because
Okay.
Saab's a confidence player too. That'll get him up and about, get him involved in the game.
As we said before, 18-6, different look to it.
Yeah.
Got to kick it. Got to kick it.
Different look.
It pains me to say it, Tom, but I will.
Say it.
I think it needs to be said. I think we need to address the elephant in the room. Tommy Turbo's been kept pretty quiet.
Look, has he been quiet, Eddie, or is he like? Is that a choice?
Okay.
Manly
So
have been dominated. He's had no
Denon,
opportunity to
that's
impact
not the
the
energy
game.
we need to bring here. We
We're
have been dominated.
We're trying to look at it from a different angle.
Yeah, we're just trying to come at it. We're just trying to see it from the other side.
There's always two sides to every story. Our side is Tommy keeping himself quiet, okay, so he can have one of the greatest second halves of all time.
What do you think they're doing to keep him quiet? Like, is there anything in particular, Denon, they're doing here?
They're just dominating their forwards. Like that's why, like, for example, I put a post up the other day saying how incredible Desi's season's been. And everyone's like, oh, it's all Tom Trbojevic. It doesn't matter how good you are. If your forwards get dominated, you won't do anything. And, we saw even last year in the grand final, Brian To'o only ran for 111 metres because the Storm did a job on him. Yeah. Nathan Cleary, second half was good. And it's all about the Storm dominating forward packs. And that's what they've done so far tonight. As soon as they get a bit more room, a bit more good ball, attacking sets, I think you'll see Tom back, introduced into the game.
Is the Storm doing a job on teams? Is that because they have elite cattle, or is it like their structures and their fucking game plan?
Well, they've got good cattle, great cattle, but it's about identifying being really good at identifying weaknesses in other teams, but then everyone gets on board to follow the game plan. A lot of the time you'll see like a player, a ball runner will be, let's say he hit and spins and he breaks 6 tackles and then he offloads. Like, people will see that, oh, fuck, what a great play. He just fucking bumped 6 blokes. But sometimes it's a shit selfish play because I just need you to get to a certain part on the field so that the systems that we have in place can be,
Get to your mark.
Failed his HI. No.
wow.
Shit.
Hectic.
I mean, they've only got Harry Grant to replace him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, dear. How terrible. Okay, this is better stuff.
Looking much better now.
Olam.
Oh, just a rugby league handful, Tom.
How strong's Olam, though? He's like literally half his size.
There we go.
The PNG boys just seem to be like fucking strong as hell.
Yeah, there must be something in the water over there.
I remember someone saying it. I don't know which former Australian great. I'm going to say Joey Johns because he's the greatest player of all time. And why wouldn't he have said this? But
There it is.
But he was
There
like,
it is.
You know, when they go and play PNG at those end of season tours, he's like, even though we'd end up pumping them like 100-0, he was like, you actually didn't look forward to the game because of how fucking hard their opposition were.
Just like, what, tackling concrete?
Yeah. Oof.
He was having a hell of a game as well.
There?
He was literally their best player. Wow, this is what you want from Manly.
This is
Barring
good
up.
for us.
It is. It is good for us.
Hope he's okay. Fuck.
Same.
Of
You hope he's
course.
all right.
Of course.
You don't revel in an injury.
But if the opportunity...
The game is the game.
The game is the
Yeah.
game.
Obviously.
And opportunities
That's a great
are
set.
opportunities, Tom.
5 tackles
They just
and
come in
they're
different
out
packages.
16-metre gain, 5 tackles.
Perfect. Momentum swinging.
Tell you what, if they can score another
18,
try,
12, fuck, that'll
wow,
get me up and about.
18-12 would get me hard.
Tommy!
that's a great run. Fuck, that's a
God,
good
he's
run.
big and strong.
That big body that him and Latrell offer coming in. Oh, wow.
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You're going to be hearing about this for the rest of your life.
When these things happen, it's just not like... Sometimes it just doesn't feel like the fucking cards are falling in your favour.
Oi! Wow.
Do we challenge it?
Well, it's too late now, but he'd probably win that because his hand did hit it.
Fuck. Every time we get a little bit of momentum, Tom, it just...
Someone sent me something recently, or sent us something. Dale Finucane, now do your own research here, punters and dribblers, but looks strikingly similar to Shrek when he becomes a man. Not the ogre Shrek, but Shrek when he decides to like be a human for a bit. I believe in one of the
don't
films.
remember that part.
Yeah, I get that
yeah, I
sent all the
remember that.
time.
You
It's,
what?
I can see that.
yeah, heaps of people send that in.
There you go.
So it's definitely, you're on the money there. Oh, wow.
So it's not true.
No, absolutely not.
Ooh, Shrek as a man.
I'll have to see it.
Mate,
Well, I'm getting it for you.
you know what's it's gonna do my head
got
in?
tripped there. I reckon
The worst thing out of this game is going to be, and you already seen the comments, see, Tommy's a bum, he can't play good against good teams, and blah, 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 he's a
Yeah.
myth.
It's when dribblers get all
Harry?
fucking...
Kenny?
Oh my God.
No.
Nice.
Dribblers getting up and about. You know?
Yeah, look, it's their right. They're wrong, though. Yeah, dude, that's tough, Nuke.
No, but what I hate about it is they don't say it before. Like, they don't say it during the year when he's just scored, 3 tries, 6 line breaks. But, like, they play a red-hot Melbourne Storm and for example, last time he had 2 tries, 4 line break assists. And everyone's carrying on like, see, he fucking got held silent. He didn't do anything against a big team. It's like, it was 2 tries, assists and 4 line break assists. Like,
But you can be a victim of your own success when you set the bar super duper high.
I reckon
People expect
Teddy-
you to hit it every week.
I reckon Teddy's like that because Teddy's been Teddy has been putting those performances in, and this is why I still believe Teddy's the best fullback in the game, not the best in form, but the best fullback in the game.
Yep.
Is because Teddy has been putting those numbers up for literally 3 years straight and essentially every single game.
Yeah.
Like there's probably out of his last 40 games, like there's probably eight of them that haven't been big numbers, maybe. That's how incredible Teddy's been over the last.
He's super consistent, hey.
Fuck.
And like sometimes you can, or the dribbler can be like, "Oi, Teddy's not scoring."
Morgan.
Fuck!
Morgan.
He's having a Barry.
He's having a
Morgan.
shocker.
Morgan.
Players like him, because there's no doubting how tenacious and competitive he is. Sometimes they're too invested. They're too up for the fight.
Yep.
And they just need to. And he'll get it with age. He'll get older and he'll get calmer, and he'll realise like, I don't need to be any more competitive than I am every week. You know what I mean? He's never a player that you sit there and go, oh, Morgan Harper needs to lift for this game.
Yeah.
And so
He always does enough.
exactly. So he's come into this game thinking he needs to lift even more.
He's overlifting.
He's overlifted, and you don't
He's
want to.
powerlifting. You don't need to powerlift.
You don't need you don't need to when you're lifting the way he's lifting every week.
There's no need.
Well, to use a me analogy, when I've overlifted in the past, my back's gone.
Well, I mean, you just the other day when we were trying to pack bounced out trackies, just even bending at the hips to fucking pack them into a table that was, not that high at all, your back almost went.
Exactly.
I had to lay you down on the couch outside and start, chiropractic.
Working on me, but I had to get the trackies out, so I lifted.
Yeah,
but
you did.
The point is this: if I'm comfortable, if I'm in my element, if I'm not overlifting, my back won't go. So in a roundabout way, I think that's what Denon's saying.
Oh, absolutely.
regards
You've
to
nailed it.
Did I nail it?
You've nailed
That's
it. You've
exactly
nailed
what
it.
he was saying.
That's exactly what
You've
he
gone
was
the
saying.
big lift. I just read a comment. It is surprising that DC has cut Turbo out like 3 times already this game.
He has.
And again, that can also sometimes be overplaying your hand in thinking that they're going to be marking Turbo, and I need to find.
Also, I'm going to look for space.
Yeah. Again, these players are way
Go
better
Pap.
than me.
Oh, Ryan Pappenhausen. Stop it.
Wow.
Stop it. He's too good.
This is a very average shit NRL player commenting on other much better players, but that's just what I'm seeing.
Is that Kempy? To me, the biggest difference between Pap and Hines at fullback is that acceleration and that speed.
Oh, absolutely. I actually think Hines is a better 6. Whereas, there's that 3 defender.
Okay.
I'm starting to see what Denon
Denon
is seeing.
look, this fucking. I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it, but
But is that inside man not coming across, Denon?
Well, he got up in front of his inside man, whereas if he stayed connected, that gap isn't there. He doesn't need to step back.
yeah.
Thank God he threw his foot out. As
If
well.
if he's a meter back there, the gap doesn't exist for him to run through like that.
Yep. Yep. He's
he-
drifted.
See how he's a meter ahead of
Yeah,
Thingo?
yeah.
But that's also Homolo's fault for not getting up quick enough. But you should never be a meter ahead and that disconnected from your 4-man.
I hope you fucking assholes watching this are happy. I hope you're happy because
This is painful.
This isn't great for us.
It's not grand. It's not great. It's not great. It's not great for the Seagulls. Not great for us. Not great for
No, not great. Not great for Brand, Tom, and Eddie.
No, it's very ordinary for Brand, Tom, and Eddie. In fact, it's horrendous.
Yeah,
But are we up for the fight?
we're always up for the fight.
Do we dare to dream about one of the great second halves of all time? Yeah, of course we do. We're never out of it.
Well, the benefit is that the show, one of the shows that you go on, your counterpart, they didn't even make the finals and came 13th or something. So at least the licks can't come too aggressively on air. It only is from the punter and the dribbler.
Yeah, they've certainly got more and more aggressive as I guess as they have grown, as the punter and the dribbler as a community has grown. I have found that the abuse we receive, warranted as it may be, has certainly grown and intensified.
Look, you got to take your licks. You got to
take your licks.
It's as simple as that. And we'll take our licks for that first half. I'm not going to take them for the game because the game's not over.
No.
I'll take them for the first half, 24-6, not where we want it to be.
How long's a game of rugby league, Eddie?
It's 80 minutes. And sometimes, Tom, with a bit of change.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we'll do
circumstances.
a competition real quick.
Yep.
Spam the storm emoji, and we'll select 3 people for a free case of beer. You must be 18 to enter. Spam the storm emoji, and we'll select 3 random people for a free case of beer. You must be 18 to enter.
Look at them going hard. The storms are going off. People, different takes on the storm emoji there.
There is quite a... We'll accept all. We'll accept
We'll
anything.
accept both. Yeah, I like it. There's lightning, there's clouds, lightning, rain. And I respect Liam Biddle for saying, nah, fuck it, I hate the storm.
See, Liam Biddle should get one.
Yeah. Can we choose just
Can
one
we pick
separately?
one?
Can we just pick one completely separately?
I mean, I feel like he's kind of disrespected the whole concept, though.
But he's a man of substance.
Yeah, but he's a man
Because,
of
like, if
character.
he can say, he's saying, nah, fuck you to me, so I don't feel like giving him something would be...
But
the appropriate.
surely a man's backbone, a man's character is worth something in this world.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're nothing
Oh,
without
it's worth
your
something.
backbone.
But
Surely
not
honour is worth something.
yeah, I mean, it's worth something, but it doesn't need necessarily have to be
Are you
rewarded.
telling me, Denon, that honour is worth nothing?
No, it's worth something. I think it's worth something, just not worth rewarding the disrespect, the underlying.
The idea.
Do you think anyone posting sea eagle emoji should have to buy you a case, Kempy?
See, I don't mind that because that's a bit playful. Where he was more just like, nah, fuck, I hate the storm. As if to say, I'm not even going to enter the competition. I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to play along.
Maybe me and Tom Counter.
Yeah.
Share an eagle, baby.
Yeah.
One fucking loud and proud.
Yeah,
and
just
you'll get
one-
a punters and dribblers hat.
Oi,
How about that?
There you go. There you go. We'll pick an eagle for a punters and
Get
dribblers
the
hat.
eagles up, baby.
And Liam Biddle, just DM us because you're going to get one as well.
And
Fuck the storm.
we've hit a record again, guys. Thank you, 1.5k
Holy
concurrent
shit.
viewers.
Get the eagles up.
So honestly, the review of the half, in my opinion, Storm essentially played the perfect game outside of maybe 5 to 10 minutes of it so far.
And we just looked a little, I'm going to try and put my,
Look at the Eagles
unbiased
come
hat
in.
on.
Just look at the Eagles
are
come
coming
in.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's what we like.
We looked a little bit flustered at times. The way that first try happened, if that first try didn't happen, then maybe we're looking at a different half, but we kind of we just sort of shit our pants a little bit.
over. Look, there's a big mountain to climb. I'll admit it. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yep.
But that's okay. The Eagles are coming in. I love it.
Now, Denon, how do you do this in terms of, because obviously there are going to be some people getting cases of blokes. We're obviously going to give Liam Biddle a punters and dribblers hat for showing backbone and temerity.
And strength and honour.
Strength and character. But do you pick this, like, someone now in the half who you like and see, or do you go afterwards and you go like, oh,
No,
this
we'll pick once the emojis die down.
Yeah, right.
We'll pick one and contact them and tell them where to email.
Perfect.
And Matt will do that. We'll get Matt to fucking do some work for once in his
I
life.
know, right? I mean, Matt's just been sitting there listening to Eminem and fucking scissoring himself the whole game.
All I can hear is like lube and legs running together.
Yeah, lose
rubbing
yourself and just scissoring going on.
Lose Yourself has not stopped playing.
No.
I'll tell you all at home, you can't hear it, but I can.
Yeah.
And it's loud. And it's on repeat.
together. Watching
and
Cody Walker highlights,
it's a
very
bit
weird.
much.
Yeah, he's scissoring the leg of the table. And we're like, surely that's not on.
Look, we let people express themselves the way they want to here. We're not going to shame his sexuality. We
That's
would
true.
never do
King
that.
shaming isn't on, is it?
No, I mean, I feel like
King shaming? We're not going to shame King.
No, not at all. I mean, if he
Not on
wants
this
to,
live stream.
it's kind of like a dog humping a post. Would I ever shame a dog doing that? No.
No.
Fair crack. He's having a dig.
True. If a dog ever starts like arcing up on your leg, you're sort of like, listen, dude, do you intend on finishing, or is this just a bit of
Well, listen.
a bit of fun?
I think that most people would prevent the dog from finishing.
You wouldn't want him to finish it. That's why you ask, though, right?
I wouldn't shame it though.
No.
I'd almost
Well, if you got one off
respect it.
early, look, it is what it is. If he goes early, there's not much you can do about that.
You've got to respect it.
you gotta respect it,
He's had a red hot crack. He's got the job done.
Yeah.
And he's moved on.
Yeah, you know what? Like, good,
And then
good for
you go, listen, mate, you got a nut off, but we're going to go get your nuts off.
Yeah.
Because I can't have this every day.
No, especially
No.
not in bounced out trackies. That will show.
Look, it will show. Now, there's nothing we can do about that. They're gorgeous. Now, the feedback I'm getting, Tom, just if we can touch on the bounced out trackies
Yeah.
that have now been shipped in bulk and I would say have arrived to the majority of the punter and the dribbler. If not, they'll be there early next week, is that they are the most gorgeous wear of all time. Like,
Well, let's
to be
like,
in them.
How are you feeling, Denon? Because you're in your fresh pair.
Honestly, when I put it on, I thought, you know how there's often a yarn about, Louis Vuitton gets made and it's just a brand but the quality is there, but it's just a brand that's expensive. I had the feeling that this is made by the same people that make Louis Vuitton stuff.
Yeah.
It's just got Hello Sport on it. That's the quality I think we're working
Look,
with here.
did we go to the tippy top of the fashion world and just say, like, how do you do it? Because that's what we want to do. We don't want to start.
Put it this way. Is it a coincidence that Donda, Kanye West drops and then you drop the hoodies and he is a fashion icon?
Yeah.
The bloke bounced out hoodies. You guys are, footy analysts, but also have dipped your foot in fashion like Kanye is a musician dipping his foot in fashion as well.
I appreciate you bringing that up. We obviously were a little bit, a bit too shy to acknowledge the connection
sheepish?
between. Well, we didn't want to acknowledge the connection between us, Kanye, Donda, and just the fashion icons.
But basically, we went.
We are who we are, though.
We are who we are. We went to the tippy top of the fashion world. We sat down with the people that make the highest quality fabrics and cottons and natural fibers, and
Yeah.
we said to them, "Can you make us a tracksuit of 100% cotton that looks like velour and feels like velour?" And they said, "Listen, we've never had a challenge quite like it.
Pick three.
Can we rise to the challenge?"
Okay, can you tell me this?
We rose to the challenge.
We rose to the challenge.
Wait.
It feels like you're being caressed by a cloud.
Feels like I'm laying in a cloud. You know when you're a kid and you're like, holy shit, clouds look so comfortable. They still do.
They still look comfy
They
as
still
an
look
adult.
comfortable. They still
Don't pretend a cloud doesn't look. They don't lose their comfiness.
They don't lose their comfiness.
Clouds as comfortable today as they were when I was 6.
I would 100% agree with that. And as the words left my mouth, I regretted it. Because clouds, even today, Tom, look comfortable. Not a Storm rhetoric. I'm talking about white, fluffy ones.
No, fuck the Storm. White fluffy. White and fluffy, not dark, grey.
But it feels like that. It feels like laying in a cloud.
All right, so the winners are Ben Hurley, Bryce Johnson, John Parker. Email info@blokeinabar.com, your address and your name, and a screenshot of obviously your YouTube to confirm. Please don't spam it, guys. So the names are again? Ben Hurley, Bryce Johnson, John Parker.
Yep. Who are we picking, Tom?
Yeah, let's go in here. That Dean Little or whatever your name was, I have forgotten it, but you know who you are if you're still paying attention. Go to dior@hellosport.com.au. That's DYOR. And then for the other one, Eddie, what do we want to do here? One of the very last remaining punters and dribblers hats on the planet. I'm looking for someone maybe with a rugby league name. You can't go fucking Storm and Eagles. That's just bullshit. Are you looking, Eddie, or are you just...
I'm looking. I'm looking for a rugby league name.
Yeah. It might get to the point, though, Eddie, where I choose to just go fuck it and pick someone. You know what I mean? It's one of those things we got to try and work on.
Jesus. I'm getting close to that point.
Yeah, I think we go with... let me go with...
What about this with the 13 plus at the end?
Love it. What's her name?
Amy Spowett.
Spell the last name.
It's gone. So, if your name's Amy Spowett, you've won a punters and dribblers hat. Fucking good on ya.
DYOR at hellosport.com.au.
Good stuff.
If you want it.
Yep.
SPOW. I don't even like saying how to say this. SPOWART.
SPOWART. Amy with my
Spawart.
Spawart.
That's a difficult fucking name.
Good for you, Amy.
Where's my vape
I
gone?
tell you how she won it, punters and dribblers. She put 13 plus at the end. Genius.
Yeah, genius.
Genius. Look, I don't write the rules. I go off fucking vibe. And she won. And the other guy who showed backbone and character.
Yeah, Biddle. Biddl was his last name.
A man of substance, truth, honour.
Yeah, there's some comfy gear. And the feedback has been good, which is great, because after COVID, who we are now officially at odds with, fucked us and probably, pushed out the delivery time a little, to hear the punter and the dribbler basically go, wow, these are the most comfortable tracksuit pants that I've ever worn.
Well, the thing is, Denon, I don't know if you realise this, but you can wear 100% cotton even on the hottest day on record.
Yeah.
Because it breathes, it's a natural fibre.
It does feel like it's very versatile.
It is. And it's also, some people go, oh, well, it's fucking basically spring and it's heating up. What they don't realise, and obviously they're fucking idiots, is that winter actually continues through till the end of rugby league season. This is actually the depth of winter right now. So it came
Even
at the
though it's
perfect
warming
time.
up. I know it's weird.
Yeah, it seems like counterintuitive, but it's because it's a rugby league based thing right now. So we're still in winter and it's still cold technically. And if you have air conditioning, Eddie, which we mentioned on the podcast,
Crank it.
crank it up. Crank it up hard.
It up. Now, Tom, if you're in the sheds, right?
Yep.
If we were in the sheds, if COVID hadn't marooned us,
Yep.
and we'd be in the sheds, obviously, what would we be saying to the boys?
I'd be saying it's time to simplify the game of rugby league, because I feel like right now they're trying to do 4-unit maths when you don't even need to be thinking about maths.
Well, you don't need to. Look,
Rugby league isn't maths.
The mistake we've made is by taking 4-unit math. You drop it all together.
Drop it completely.
You don't need it.
4-unit math is such a beat up.
You need 10 units of rugby league. That's it. That'll get you a UAI. You need to start thinking smart.
Yeah.
And don't overplay your hand.
Or an ATAR for the younger punter and dribbler
I was going
out
to
there.
say, that's not something that's familiar to me.
No, well, Dave, again, I mean, you just got out of creche, but UAI was what we had. ATAR now, the UAI of the punter and dribbler.
Sure. Look.
The important thing is that it's 10 units of rugby league. That's how you simplify it to the guys.
That's it. 10 units of rugby league footy will get you an ATAR. It's as simple as that. Now, if you play good, honest, hard rugby league, you're going to do very well. You're going to be on an honours list, a dean's list, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't care.
But the scholar of the year, what are they called? The Ducks.
Ducks. You want to be Ducks?
You want to be Ducks of rugby league.
Run hard, tackle hard. Simple. It's not an overcomplicated game.
No, or a curriculum.
It's not. The curriculum is 2 fucking lines. Run hard, tackle hard. That's the curriculum.
Get to the end of your set, kick to the corners, rinse, repeat.
Rinse, repeat. Give it to Tommy. Give it to Tommy. Give it to Tommy. I mean, look, are we professors of rugby league?
Yeah,
Sure.
We're doctors of the game. But I think that's what you say. That's what you say, and you go, let's not pass the ball. Unless it's to Tom. From here out, if you get the ball and Tom's not right next to you, just fucking run straight.
And I'd be saying, listen, Daly. No more cutting out of Tom to Morgan. Just for a couple of sets.
Yeah.
Just for a couple of sets.
I'd give Morgan just a couple of defensive sets, just to, you know what?
But you know what? Like, part of me feels sorry for Morgan, because Morgan all season has watched Daly passing.
Get his name
I
right.
keep fucking it up. Daly has been passing the ball to Tommy, and then Tommy to Morgan. You know? And all of a sudden he's getting cut out. He's going, what is going on?
Yes.
I can see the mistake.
I'm also going to have to chirp Fox Sports there, because with all of the anti-head high tackle rhetoric that we've got going on here, they did just have Brett Stewart getting KO'd in the 07 grand final by Michael Crocker. I don't know that that's in the spirit of 2021 rugby league, but that's just me.
But it is, but I would say this, Tom. It's part of the game. It happened. You know what I mean?
I know, but
We can't deny our history. We can't erase history.
Why are Tom's cheeks so red? Look, I do have a proclivity for red cheeks.
I don't know. Fucking take 2 wild guesses. It was the name of the podcast we dropped today.
Yeah.
Dude's
Hay
a beater. Dude's a loser.
Hay fever is getting me.
I was on the phone to Tom today. I couldn't hear a word he said. I had to get him to text me. I go, you are inaudible. I cannot make out a word you're saying. It sounded like he was breathing underwater with a fucking scuba equipment.
I tell you what, I was very concerned this morning when I arose from my sleep to go like, I don't know whether I'm going to have any air in my nostrils at all tonight.
Mate, I almost thought you were going to be on oxygen.
A ventilator.
A ventilator.
But luckily the nostrils have cleared. I don't know if that's just...
Are you honestly still whinging about being sick with fever?
No, someone is asking me why my cheeks are so red in the comments, which is a fair question because
that's the thing is like a lot of people think, oh yeah, you get sick from your kids, but they don't realise that you've been sick with hay fever for 2 weeks.
Hay fever is not a sickness. It's unfortunately just an autoimmune response. But I have been unwell, and I was buoyed by the support in the comments from other young parents saying, shut up, Denon and Eddie. You don't understand.
No, I'm reading a lot of comments coming in saying Tom's the biggest beater I've ever seen in my life.
And a lot
Eddie,
of
we need to stick together here, mate. Don't let him divide.
a lot of recognition of the passive aggressive digs you were having at Hemsworth too.
Listen.
Lost a lot of people with that one, I reckon.
Is he the number one crush of my wife? Maybe. And does that inform some of my rhetoric around him? Potentially. Is he natural? I'll leave that up to you.
Wow. Again.
But it comes. Look, he's
second half underway.
Not his hate for Hemsworth. That's
not a hate. I like him.
But he likes to keep him at arm's length because he's worried that he'll wake up and he'll be having his way with.
Well, listen. We hope that doesn't happen. But I do tell you, it was close because we were in Byron and Steph was in the library and he just happened to be in there and she called me. She's like, Hemsworth's here. I was like, get out now. Where is it? I'm coming. But Jesus, Saab. I'm on my way. I'll be right there. Where is the library?
Did you do a couple of laps of the library?
Well,
staunching?
She didn't tell me where it was. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Penalty? Thank you. Thank you.
No, that feels right.
Don't know
8-year-old
about
ref.
that. Don't know about that.
8-year-old ref.
That feels right.
Tom, do you have like a hall pass equivalent?
I don't actually. It's funny. Look, but it's also I mean, it's not really a hall pass for her.
You're just a wholesome guy. You love your wife.
I'm not giving her fucking a hall pass for Hemsworth. I'd never be able to come back from that.
No, you wouldn't.
Hall
you
passes
kidding
are
me?
so beta and simp. Like what? Like
passes,
oh yeah, I'm just gonna allow someone.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm
what?
sorry. What? Leonardo DiCaprio wants to have sex with you, and so I'm just gonna like for some reason I'm just gonna like
The hall pass as well, in my experience, is like significantly weighted in the female's favour.
Yes.
Because
no chick's gonna be
like it or lump it, it's easier for them if the situation was to arise.
go.
Well, a bit of champagne footy there.
Oh my God.
That's all right.
Jake.
Hold it.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's been a tough night been a tough night for the.
They said on Triple M on the way in that Cherry Evans needs to be man of the match for us to win. Now,
That is
my God.
so bad.
now with 37 minutes
can't-
to go, it
can't
would need
have
to be quite the turnaround for him to leave the field with the honours, with the $500 from Harvey Norman or whatever the fuck they do.
The disappointing thing, it's not the play, it's the fact that he's the leader.
He shouldn't be throwing those passes.
Yeah, never.
Like that's something Schuster does in a passionate moment
In round 15.
in round 15 when
against fucking the Dogs or something.
yes, but that was just so not needed.
See, this is what I'm talking about with like clinical control of the game. They've gone 2 sets, Melbourne Storm, and both sets they've dictated. They finished the set exactly how they wanted to finish the set, whereas Manly have constantly struggled to kick where they want to kick. The kick press, they've never finished, or not never, but a lot of the time, every set they're under pressure, rushing it. Whereas every set so far, the 2 sets that the Melbourne Storm have done here, they've played exactly the way they wanted to play, and that's calm, controlled, good footy.
we were saying as you ducked off, I assumed to have a wee Denon. That we were like, what do we say to the boys if we're in there at halftime? And it was like, It's just
That's
about
better.
simple,
That's
simple
better.
honest rugby league. Is that a
40-20,
40-20?
go.
That's 10 units of rugby league.
That's still a great kick. See, that's what you want. That's what DC can do.
Yeah, you just got to play simple
Yep.
rugby league football.
Good old
Run hard,
fashioned.
tackle hard, get to the end of your sets, kick to the corner, 10 units rugby league.
Band 6.
10 units rugby league. That's all you need. 4-unit maths, leave it in the bin.
Yeah, wow.
That was a good kick. I was proud of that kick.
But that's how he can impact the game. It's not going to be through, flick passes and that. And again, Melbourne. I think it's more a case of Melbourne Storm just playing so fucking well. And I told you when Munster's up and about, very hard man. Oh wow.
Go, Juzzy.
Oh, my
Give.
God.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Now.
no.
Pappenhausen.
Oh, no.
Oh,
He's he's the best
Oh my
fullback.
god. The Pap is back.
To ever play.
The little fucking Pappy home. Siri played Drake. Pappy's home.
You. And honestly, this serves both of you on that couch here right for saying that Nico Hines should
Sit
start
on the
instead of
ground, Dave. Sit on the
Pappenhausen.
ground.
I tell you what.
Matt, can we take his fucking
When Munster's up and about, that all starts from
losing one
Munster
great.
getting to the edge here. Look at this. Makes the right play, gets to the line, and it's simple, real simple. Gets it to the right person, doesn't throw a cutout ball, gets Olam one-on-one footy, and then the rest is. And then look at this footwork from Pappy.
This footwork
left
was
foot,
hot.
boom.
He got him running into each other. That was...
And Saab's pretty much fucking done his ankle or something
Oh,
now.
fuck me.
Has Saab done his ankles? No.
But
That's like an actual ankle breaker.
do you notice the difference though? Like when Munster takes it to the line, he's playing with time and he's not under pressure. Whereas Cherry Evans has tried to do the same thing and he's tried to throw cutout balls. He's he's trying to take the big play instead of just getting squaring
Simple
the fence
rugby
up.
league.
Simple rugby league. Look at
Now,
the
I
cheese.
mean, look, if we were to assume here, like, obviously I think we've still got a comeback in us. I do think that. But if we were just to say that maybe we don't.
Well, let's say that this was full time.
Let's say this was full time. I see us beating the Panthers. I see us beating the Panthers in a prelim.
Well, who would we have next week? We'd have the winner of
Titans Roosters.
Titans Roosters. Yeah.
So we'll knock one of those losers off. Again, that's if the game was to finish right now, which it isn't. That was tough to handle, though, 7 minutes into the second half.
Well, it's not what we wanted, Tom.
Lagging a bit as well.
It's not what we wanted.
It's not exactly what we wanted. Manly are getting beaten like a pad down at Clovelly.
Oh, God. Pad rhetoric is great.
Pad rhetoric has taken over.
Man, it's just like we're all guilty of it. Like all of us are guilty of it. But how quickly we forgot. Schnackenhusen was they were arguing that he might get Teddy's spot. Obviously, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that rhetoric. I thought Teddy is absolutely the fullback for New South Wales. But that's how good he was at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And I've said it numerous times now. I knew he would hit his form again. I just didn't know if he had enough time to. And holy fuck, the Schnackenhusen has hit his form.
Yeah, he's hit it.
He's fucking
And
young,
listen,
hot.
Should we have been chirping him at the start of the game about his hair? Oh,
Get there, Hughes.
Oh, fuck off. Wow.
He's done it.
that. Yeah.
Okay, well, Jerome Hughes with one of the all-time boundary catches, but
Well,
didn't help that much. Didn't help.
You know
No.
what? The fact that we underestimated the power of the mullet is I just want to apologise for that.
I won't ever apologise, but I do see that some people may have been offended by it.
As Aussie blokes, I think that we should have really I've been his biggest advocate, Pappy's mullet.
I like the mullet, Denon. I just think that having Nico Hines cut it at like every 5 minutes on the bench, like carrying Nico Hines as a team hairdresser, I thought maybe a bit much.
But you know what? It might have been the call of the season
From Bellamy.
to carry a
hairdresser on the bench.
Yeah, because it's made him pretty fast.
Well, it has. Look,
He's turned into an all-time performance
he's
off the back of
constantly
consistent trimming.
innovating. He's constantly pushing the boundaries of what rugby league is about. No one would have seen the necessity of a fucking hairdresser on the bench.
Bellamy's like, okay, how can I make Pap sharper, faster, give him an edge?
Because hair's constantly growing.
It is. It's always growing, Tom. It doesn't stop growing.
Mate, how do you think we won the grand final last year? Nico Hines didn't get a minute on the field because he was so busy cutting hair on the bench.
Well, so
And
you're
that's
saying
why
he's
we
been...
won.
Fuck!
That's all right.
Are you saying he's been cutting hair since last year?
Well, I'm just saying he didn't come onto the field
Get
during
up,
that grand
Holly.
final. There can only be one explanation for that in my
That's a
mind.
good point you make, Dave. It's a good point you make.
And also just
What
point
are we
out.
doing?
Oh.
What are we doing? Oh, this don't freeze on me. Don't you go freezing on me. Ruben Grubber it, baby.
Oh, that's a good kick.
In goal.
Thank you.
Repeat set.
Repeat set. Here we come. Here we come.
Here we come. Is this a turn in momentum? Maybe. I'll let you, the punter and the dribbler, decide. But that's the way I'm seeing it.
Let's ask him. Is this a momentum turner that we needed, punters and dribblers? Feel free to leave a comment if you think that this is that repeat set is the turning point in the game. Here come Manly. Comment, here come Manly if you agree. I think I just saw Lumi's quads and they were immense. Okay,
yes.
maybe not the turning point. Right. No.
There's a lot of no's.
No, a lot of no's.
A lot of
Okay.
no's,
Lot of no's.
dreaming no's,
No, beat it.
no's,
No,
beat
down
it.
by 24. Poo. No.
The game is over. Yes, Manly 6+.
Storm to win 50-12. No.
Look, not the response I wanted. But luckily for me, I don't give a shit what you fuckers think.
Fuck all of you.
Fuck the lot of you.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure my ass has proper indents from sitting on these milk crates.
Good. It
Yeah.
makes it. But I think it is fair to say that there will be a time where he has to sit on his knees on the ground.
Yes, and pray to us.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to get the hard. What's this sort of finish on the floor here? A bit of it's like a
Oh,
polished
it's a polished
concrete.
It's a polished concrete, Tom. Yeah.
Was this polished when you moved in, Denner, or did you lay the concrete and polish it yourself?
No, he laid the slab. You laid the slab, didn't you?
Yeah, got a few of the country boys in and we we put it together.
Well, I'll give you this. Coasties can lay a slab.
Coasties are actually
yeah.
some of the great slab
Absolutely.
layers.
Coasties lay a slab.
They'll lay a slab. They're not above laying a slab, that's for sure.
They'll lay a slab, then they'll punish a slab, the coastie.
Fucking oath they will.
Slab of blokes.
Yep, drink bloke in a bar at your local bottle, guys. Go down. Bloke in a bar. Tell me another beer that loves footy as much as we do. It is the unofficial official beer of finals footy.
Yeah.
And we've put the runs on the board. You know, we don't just talk about loving footy. We live and breathe it.
Yeah.
Here he is.
You're
the
about that
difference.
life. You're
we are
about
truly
it.
about
Who's
that
got to
life.
go, Dad? Oh. Thank you. Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Let's
Get
go,
on, here we
Snack.
go, Lomu.
Lomu.
Think about this. Ryan Papenhuisen, his first grand final, Clive Churchill.
That's a play right there.
Oh, I mean, you need points, but I don't know that it was the play. Oh!
That's one of the greatest bet shits of all time. Holy shit.
That was the fucking play. Who am I? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh, that was the play.
Holy
That
shit.
was the play.
Ruben the Snack.
That's one of the great bed shits.
Look at that bed shits.
No,
this
well,
is one of
No,
the, this
I'm
is
talking about
inspired.
I'm talking about Storm, Lumi.
Look at this. This is what unbridled raw horsepower gives you.
Mate, if you think Craig Bellamy is going to let Lumi go tonight without hitting him repeatedly with a baseball
Yeah,
bat,
I think
don't know
Lumi's
about that.
it might be
Has he
a
got
contract
something
out in
in
his
his eye?
head. No, he has no, basically is the short answer.
my
I
God.
think it's his eye.
By the way, Saab now equal with Turbo, which is great for me.
Oh,
Hey,
Matty.
Oh, yes,
Matty.
that's right. Yeah.
But I just wanted to put into perspective Ryan Schnackenhuisen's game. He's fought for his spot. A lot of people, including me, thought that Nico Hines would keep that spot. Fights it back in, wins Clive Churchill last year, and then in his first finals game against the fullback that is in arguably the greatest form in the history of the game, the little Schnackenhuisen steps up to the plate and delivers this. That's
The little
pretty fucking
pappy that
incredible.
could.
Mate, he's been incredible. Credit where credit's due.
You got to give credit where credit's due. You start off aggressive and criticize the fuck out of them.
Yes.
But as they prove you wrong, you
have
must
to.
take
You
your
must
licks.
applaud that. You must applaud their work.
What's more important, taking your licks or giving credit where credit is due?
I think taking taking your licks, because you talk a lot of shit, but then I think they kind of go hand in hand as well.
But I think
Part of giving credit is taking licks.
But I
correct.
feel like
That's
a lot of people don't give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Whereas like taking your licks, sometimes you're forced into it by the fact that you look like a massive fucking sook if you don't.
But
Whereas-
if you, sorry,
I was going to say, whereas like you can snake and sneak away without giving credit where credit is due. Like for example, we could watch this whole game and you could walk out here and not say that Pappy played well. You just don't say anything.
No, but you know what though? We've got too much, I guess, good character amongst the three of us to acknowledge when we've got to give some credit. Because see, Denon, you don't need to take licks tonight. You can give credit. We have to take the licks, and then also it is incumbent upon us to give credit.
It also, I will say this, when it comes to taking your licks, part of that is giving credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. That is true.
If you're going to take licks appropriately, like correctly,
Oh,
hold on to it.
but he's been special. He's been unbelievable. Harry Grant's been a fucking handful when he's come on.
And when if thickness is the name of the game, Harry Grant's a thick boy.
He snapped Jake Trbojevic like 20 minutes ago. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to
No, I saw it
bad
as well.
juju in the air.
Yeah.
But he fucked him up.
He cracked. He was in the first half.
Is
and
that an
Daly,
example
but
of not giving credit where credit is due?
The game was in the balance.
No. He's giving him credit now. He's giving him credit.
Yeah,
now.
and you did give the credit. Yeah.
You don't
I'm
necessarily
just
have to give it
saying.
in the
I'm just saying.
You don't have to give it in the moment because emotion gets the better of you. You just have to give it at some point.
Like if it's 18 all and a bloke snaps you, you're not going to go, good tackle.
Oh yeah. I think that's almost patronising credit.
yeah.
Tell you what, Jake Trbojevic has snapped a few blokes though today. So you know.
Jake will snap. He'll snap with the best of them.
Oh bloody oath!
He's lost
He's
confidence.
rattled. There it is. That's the target.
He's got no confidence, Loomy.
That's the target now. You just be if he doesn't get bombed to for the rest of the match, then
He has to.
Fuck.
You have to bomb Loomy for
money.
forever.
Fuck, there he is. When he's on, Munster. Fuck me dead.
Have they gone a little late to him?
No, we got 26 minutes here.
He's just like
18 points, 26 minutes.
I love how much Munster just
3
gets in the
tries,
game. You know, gets amongst it.
Munster, he's a freak. What?
Christian Welsh.
Just all these dribblers going, where's Tommy? You're like, fucking hell.
The life of the internet is a wild place. Like you can have 15 of the greatest games of all time, but if if Manly bounce out and lose both games, Tommy, the whole rhetoric will be,
Oh,
Yeah, what are you
That's
going to
a
do?
penalty.
that's
Is that 10?
easy, son.
He was pushing him off.
Easy, son.
Hamola, you don't want him in there.
Yeah, they're boys. You
They
don't
are
fucking.
boys.
You don't fuck with your boys.
No, you don't fuck with your boys.
Did they not give that initial penalty for the tackle? That looked bad.
Well, it cut to it was like
yeah, it cut to the bench.
a cameraman is getting reamed out by a producer right now because just as that tackle was happening, they just cut to Cheese's face. But it looked like it was about to be hairy. And then Schuster G'd up hard, which is a young boy frustrated, potentially.
That was one thing I noticed in comparing the two teams is that
Ooh,
Manly
fuck
forward
me
pack,
in the arsehole.
Manly forward pack a lot younger than the Melbourne forward pack, which could be good for youthfulness, but
Oh,
just a report.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Who
That's
did you
all it
have
needed.
as your halfback of the year? Jerome?
Cleary and Walker. My team of the year will be Tommy Trbojevic, most likely Ruben Garrick. Definitely. It's either Ruben Garrick or Daniel Tupu because I thought he's been really underrated this year.
You
Centers
can't not have Ruben, dude.
Centers will be Olam, and Manu probably, but maybe Burton. It'll be Walker. It'll be Cleary. 9 will be Cheese. 8 will be Haas. 10 will most likely be Fisher Harris or Fanua Blake. 11 will be Angus Crichton. 12 will be who was selected the other day? Papali'i, and then 13 will be either Isaiah Yeo or Cameron Murray.
It's a good side.
It's a good side.
It's a good side.
It's a hell of a rugby
And
league
14 will probably be Harry Grant or Matt Burton. I'm not
Quite
sure.
a few
yet.
New South Welshmen in that side.
Lots and lots. Well, Denon knows where the fucking the quality.
What about
comes
Payne
from.
Haas? Third year, it's the first time it's ever been done. 3rd year in a row, he's won the club's Player of the Year, and he's done it since his rookie year. He's won Player of the Year every year.
So including his rookie year.
So his rookie, if he played 3 games, that's not his rookie year. The next year is his rookie year because it's
Yeah.
He won Player of the Year at 19 years old, Player of the Year at 20 years old, and Player of the Year at 21 years
Holy
old.
shit balls.
So the first 3 years of his NRL career, he's won his club's Player of the Year. And people say, "Oh, well, it's at a shit club." That would be true, but his numbers are better than any other elite front rower.
Yeah.
So it's actually more of an achievement because he's managing to do it in a club that's won the Spoon last year and struggled this year.
To quote friend of the show, the great Blocker Roach, he's a footballer.
He is a footballer.
He's a footballer, this kid.
Someone called me blocker the other day in the comment section. Like it made me furious.
He's a footballer, this kid.
He's
Well,
a footballer, this kid.
footballer.
He's a footballer,
That's
this
going to go
kid.
dead.
Kenny was blocked out of that. Come on.
Kenny wouldn't have made it.
And he played well in Origin as well.
Kenny,
You know what I mean?
Usain Bolt Bromwich
Yes,
made it.
he was. I thought Saifidi was probably the best front forward or front rower, but Haas was fucking right up there. Right up there.
Kempy, now, I can't judge on this because of my inherent bias, but how close do you think Jerome Hughes' form this season has come to Cleary?
I think that it's Cleary is out and out the best 7, but it's the gap isn't as big as people think it is.
Okay.
Because we have to remember, at the end of the day, there's one with a premiership and one isn't. I'm not saying he's better than Cleary. Cleary is absolutely number 1, but there is a very real possibility that Hughes goes on to win another prem.
Yeah.
And you could argue that the people that just say Cleary is in a whole different league, well, you could say, well, what's the whole point of footy? Like, are you telling me that the Storm side on paper is so much better than the Penrith side? Well, not really.
No.
I
So
wouldn't say that. Penrith side's stacked.
Oh. Fuck me.
See, that doesn't like juggling. He shouldn't have like you got to
I would have
make
liked
that
him to
play.
pin the ears back there.
I
would've
think
liked him to pin the
Hughes,
ears back.
a bit of a smoky for Clive Churchill. That's where my money would be going.
Yeah, he was close in the counting, but I think. Sorry, the Clive
yeah,
Churchill.
Clive
You say,
Churchill,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, you got to make the grand final first, David.
Not
That
too-
was a
not
shoulder
too
charge.
far.
He was still in then.
Does Pappenhausen get binned for that?
I got to say,
fucking shoulder
that's complete Billy Slater training. Slater used to come across
there,
the shoulder
see there,
charge.
guys. See there. See how Hughes takes a step back,
Yep.
and they all stay connected. Whereas
As
like
opposed to DCE popping out.
he'll step forward or a step back and he's creating. Whereas like Hughes came up, realised he couldn't make the play, so he stepped back into the line, giving his outside men enough time to continue sliding. They lost ground, but they didn't get their line broken. And so yeah, that's the difference. You've got to stay connected at all times. I'm not saying it's just DCE's fault. Absolutely not. I'm saying that whole side seems to be struggling.
Fuck me, Marty.
Marty. Look, not our night, Tom.
Not
That's
so
the way
far.
it's shaking out, mate.
Not so far, Eddie.
Not
Here
so-
we go. The
here he is.
hairdresser.
Who are they taking off? Big Dale.
Even Dale sprints off, like, you know what I mean? You've done all these.
Just everything's done with professionalism and intensity.
Mate, I'm going to say it till the day I die, but seriously, how the Tigers didn't throw the fucking book at him.
I thought you might bring that up.
I completely agree.
Like, it
When
is.
you see him sprinting off, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's 30-12. You've just. A lot of people premiership threats, you've just towed them up and you're sprinting off.
Dale hasn't cut a corner in his life.
Literally.
No.
Like, he sometimes doesn't take. He only goes around roundabouts. He doesn't want to go across the corner.
No. He won't cut a corner.
No, sometimes he'll go twice just to make sure he did it.
A corner has not been cut on Dale's watch. I can promise you that. You can take that to the grave.
If you ever see Finucane walking around a park footy game, he does not like just sneak in the turf when the other side of the field is where the game is at.
he's hitting them all.
He's walking around all the corners.
All right. Now,
Dale Finucane only, like, I don't even think he edges things. He rounds them out. He often rounds numbers up just because he doesn't
because he's like,
doesn't
yeah,
like
I won't
edges.
cut
Doesn't
anything
like
in.
getting near edges.
yeah, he likes them round and true.
You look at his house, no corners. He's
But, like, you
sanded
look
off
at-
all the
again,
edges.
you
This is nah. Ooh, don't know about that. Yeah.
That's not a head high. Come on. I don't think that's head high because it's not dangerous. It just slipped up. Like, I don't agree with that.
Harry Grant also reminds me of Michael Hooper of Wallabies captain fame.
Wait,
That's
true.
true.
Okay, hot take. I think Harry Grant's a bit of a snack.
Yeah, I do.
Surfy snack.
I'm fucking tough as an ox.
I'm like a tough coasty snap.
I'm like
Yeah.
a tough coasty snack who can.
Surfs and like probably
Yeah,
could
yeah.
like, you know,
I think he does.
handle himself.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
And so, like, I
that's
think,
why it's like that coasty hot, which makes sense that you like him because you're a coasty. But
No,
it's
like, no, I
certainly-
don't think
get
so.
it.
He's got his dog in the ute.
it
Yeah.
makes sense that
You
I
know what I
like him
mean?
because it's like exotic to me because I haven't
Got
seen
the
it much.
longboard in there.
Yeah, you see him in your 5-minute cab ride from your house down to the fucking beach, Kempy.
No,
And
it's,
you'd be
it's like
oh, there he is.
you know how like it's basically like a different country, and so you see these beautiful exotic women and men. That's what it's like when I look at Harry Grant because it's like fuck, country lads just don't look like that.
But
you know?
you could identify. You were like, oh, here you go. This is one of my own. You see him out the fucking when you're in the lineup when you're waiting to catch a wave.
Nah, I don't think so.
Down there in the morning with your hoodies on and your
Yeah.
coffee, watching
No,
the
no,
sets
no.
rolling.
No, I've never
Wax
seen
have
him-
a go today, mate.
Waxing your boards together and
Yeah.
shit. Don't tell me you haven't waxed a board with Harry Grant before. I
No,
wouldn't believe it.
honestly, we're
I wouldn't
usually just
believe
at the
it.
farm.
I wouldn't believe a word you're saying.
It's I mean, I've never seen him out at the farm. That's for sure.
You telling me you've never waxed a board with Harry?
Never. Oh, look, I can't say never, but
Never gave him a fin.
Kempy's on the Coasty Snacks selectors board.
but look, take us back to the point. Would you qualify him as a low key snack, one of those undercover snacks?
Yeah, he's an unassuming snack. You'd see it'd be like he's a small town snack.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Like you go back to your small town, he's got the hottest girl in town. Everyone knows him. He's a good dude.
And he's thick too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rural
He's-
coastal snack.
Yeah, he's got morals.
Yeah.
You know, and he's done well. He's gone to the big city.
His family's really well respected within the community.
Is he big city snack?
No.
No, he's
He's not.
But I think he is big city because this is what happens. Big city girls, they the glitz, the glamour, and then they meet the down key, the low key country good bloke. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like they're so used to the city boy when they see a coastal boy like Harry. It's attractive to them because it's like, oh, he's just a real blokey down.
I could see it. I could see that playing out in like a Reese Witherspoon rom-com where she's like the high-flying fucking city lawyer, and then she's like, dating all the wrong guys.
Yeah.
And then she just needs a
falls in love with a coasty
coastal
rugby
snack.
league player.
Yeah, a rural coastal snack in
Who
Harry
plays
Graham.
like Queen, Q Cup or New South Wales
Yeah.
Cup or something? He's got big city dreams, like big.
Well, he's got big
first
lofty
grade-
sports star
He's got
dreams.
first grade dreams, but something's happened. Maybe an injury's prevented him, Tom.
But he does make it. He makes a big time over
Well,
the
he
course
makes it
of
at the end of the movie
Yeah,
with
yeah.
her support.
Yes.
Harry's rocking up to like the pub in the city where everyone else is in a suit, and he's wearing like shorts, thongs, and a flannel. But he is the most comfortable person.
And he
in his own
always
skin
opens
there.
doors for girls, and they're like, "Whoa, man, that's so 80s. You're so like
You're
chivalrous."
such a gentleman, chivalry. But
Yeah.
he's working behind the bar. That's where she meets him. She's down and out after a tough day of fucking being a lawyer.
And he always has one of those, like a tea towel over his shoulder.
Over his shoulder.
Even when he's just like out, just
And
has it over his shoulder.
He's really nice to like the barfly there, who's like an old drunk, but she kind of sees how nice he is, even to the most annoying people. And she's like, "Wow, this guy's different to the assholes I date in the city."
He helps grandmas cross the road. And
Yeah,
takes
absolutely.
their shop into the car and
Yeah.
shit. And he wears a suit and a sports jacket to their first date.
He gets on like super well with her grandma, who's like her only family connection.
calls her
Yeah,
mum.
he comes over and he's fixing her blinds.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
"Oh, that blind's been broken for ages."
Yeah,
But
and
he
the
fixes
grandma,
it.
like, she shares a knowing look with the grandma, like, "Oh, this guy." You know that they're both looking at each other, going, "This guy could be the one."
Oh, she lives with the grandma.
Yeah, she's taking care of her grandma because obviously there's been a family tragedy and they're the only two. You know what I mean?
And even though he's Aussie, he calls her ma'am.
Yes, exactly. Or like Mrs. Whoever, whatever her fucking
Sir.
name is. Or
I don't
Nana.
know about Sir.
And whenever he shakes someone's hand, he bows his head strangely in a kind of.
Well, he looks
an
in the
Asian-
eye first and shakes it fucking firm and
He's
true.
got a handshake.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then he bows his head.
He's
And-
got
is he gonna
calluses
go
on his
over
hand.
here?
He come out with calluses on his hands.
Yeah. He came out of the womb with calluses.
There's nothing worse than shaking a hand with no calluses. I tell you what.
Well, you wouldn't like touching mine. They are as soft as baby shit.
Like your immune system.
Great point, Dennis.
Huge point. Huge point.
I don't think Harry Grant's ever been sick in his life. That's how fucking.
Well, he's
down
tank
earth
water.
he is.
Rural coastal tank water is some of the best tank water you can get because it's got like ocean shit in it as well, like dead fucking seabirds.
Well,
and
on
stuff.
the I believe in the comments, I didn't see much support for Tom this week. I'll say that.
Nah, there was, dude.
Not at all.
For the parenting sickness, there was not for the Hemsworth.
I didn't see any parenting support.
Nah, there was parent support. Don't worry
Yes,
about that.
Isaac.
Obviously, I'm looking for fucking confirmation bias, so I'm looking for people that support me. But there was
One or two, maybe.
parental sickness support. That's all I needed. One or two to go, yeah, you're not alone. Some guy said, if you haven't caught mad cow off your kid, you're not a parent. And I was like, thank you, sir.
Well, Walsh, I reckon
He
Christian
probably
Walsh
gets
is really
hate fever
underrated.
as well, whoever wrote the comment.
Yeah, I'd say so. It stings a little bit more that Christian Welsh scored because he does talk shit to us in the comments.
Yeah,
That is a big dick move, like chatting shit and then score
And
on
then
your team.
scoring, yeah.
well, he backs it up, Christian.
Yeah, he
Which
does.
fucking annoys me.
Yeah. But it makes me like him more.
Yeah, he's very likable.
He is a likable guy.
Ooh, hands.
What about Pappy's like 2 tries, try assist, 150 metres?
Yeah, I think the current score is Manly 12, Ryan Pappenhausen 20.
Fuck off, Dave.
Now,
One more. Sit on the floor now. Lose that crate. There we go.
it's this.
Can we still see him in the camera, Matt?
There he is, wet hair
long as I-
Hines.
As long as I'm not like strung up by my arms, Guantanamo Bay style, I'm happy. Yeah, we dropped it.
I will say this, and it's very fucking rare that I'll ever say something like this, but I've got to say it because it's just part of finals footy.
Yeah.
The reality is, thank fuck for Queensland. There, I said it.
Yep.
Because without Queensland, we wouldn't have finals rugby league.
No.
That is fucking
And
true.
I don't know where the
Credit
fuck
where
I'd
credit's
be.
due to Queensland.
Credit where credit's due for Queensland. That's probably the last time I'll ever say that. But credit where credit's due, because if I didn't have finals footy, even though I'm getting pumped at the moment, I don't know where I'd be.
No.
Where would we be as a people?
Without finals footy.
Oh, what are we going to do in the off season? Fuck.
Well,
We're going to watch Test cricket.
we're going to watch Test cricket.
I
And
tell
we're
you
gonna-
what though, little whisper. This is an exclusive. There may or may not be a footy fight night.
Ooh, where at? And hopefully we're out of lockdown and we can go and sit ringside. And
Let's
fur
just say
coats.
Better be in
it's-
an RSL.
and it's a substantial amount of boys too. It's current.
Can I say this?
Potentially,
Can I say
potentially.
this? Can I say this, Denon? If this is happening and I'm reading between the lines, and I like to think that I am, I see Tom and I ringside in
Fur coats.
I think I
Can
can
you see
organise
what
that.
I see?
I think I can organise that for you.
We would greatly appreciate, and I hope it's held in a extremely tropical part of the country, and I'm sweating half to death.
I'm about 95% certain I'll be able to get you ringside tickets in fur coats.
Faux fur.
Yeah, well, faux fur exactly,
But-
because it's 2021. We're all beyond that now, unless it's like a rabbit fur. Can you do a rabbit fur? Is that frowned
Is
upon?
rabbit play on?
Because rabbit's a fucking pest.
Rabbits are pests, Tom. Rabbits are pests. I think, look, I don't know. The jury's out on rabbit fur. If
We got to go with faux, then fine, we'll do it.
I'll wear faux if I have to, but I'd rather be wearing rabbit.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Look, Eddie, you and I can tell the difference in a fucking heartbeat if I'm wearing faux or if I'm wearing rabbit.
Yeah.
As soon as it touches my skin,
Yeah. Like, you can, look, imagine if this was faux cotton.
mate.
You know what I mean? You would have taken it off already.
Yeah,
we're
no
gonna be
way.
burning.
I don't wear faux cotton.
No.
No.
Oh,
That's
shit.
honestly one rule I live by. Really is.
Oh,
get your
my
cock out.
God. Dude, full butthole there.
I tell you what, it's a fair butthole because he is fucking shitting all over you cunts.
That wasn't fair. That was low.
Yeah, that was. We
He's,
did,
and he still gets to sit on his beanbag, but I'm on the floor.
well, he does own the building.
That's true. He does own said
Yeah.
beanbag.
He owns everything in it. Except you. We own you. And your brand, which suggests it.
Yeah, like Yellowstone. We make him brand the fucking.
Yeah, we've branded him with like a cattle eye. Oh, okay. The fucking Melbourne Storm.
I know.
Mate,
Are they going to be good forever?
yes.
Ooh, that was...
Like, are they going to be good for?
It feels like go Daily.
You know, it's
Or is
wild.
it if Bellamy leaves, do they become the Tigers?
Oh, mate. What's going to be bizarre is like in 20, 30 years, I mean, it's got to happen eventually. Like,
What are you doing? Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
God.
Jonah.
Yeah, it's got to happen eventually.
you know what I mean? And so, like, it's going to be bizarre in 20 years when our kids or whatever that never get sick because we read on tank water and don't get us sick come to us and say, Daddy, Storm, how shit are they? You know what I mean? And we're like, back in my day, son.
Yeah.
First of all,
And they'll be sick and we won't.
yeah, exactly.
That's actually a wig out to think about.
Yeah.
Being
like-
like, geez, back in my day, mate, the Storm were fucking unbelievable. Like, imagine if your kid's like, shit, the Storm sucked.
Well, think about
Stormer.
Think about if Broncos continue this. Like, a lot of kids are going to be like, Broncos are shit.
Well, that was like, dude, that was like
You
the
know?
New South Wales origin, where it was like there were like fucking 10-year-olds who'd never seen New South Wales win, or was it 10 or 8-year-olds who'd never seen New South Wales win a series, and it was like, what the fuck's going on here?
That's a good point.
You know, it's
the Broncos were so elite
Yeah.
for so long
Like,
that if it continues, it's like a dream.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Then and the worst thing is it's like a spiral. It's like a snowball effect. Like you lose games, you lose money, you lose fans, and it's just like before you know it, you're fucking.
You fuck, and you don't necessarily know when it's starting, or
Yeah.
but you just before you know it, it's just you're fucking bottom of the table.
Remus?
I will say for 75 years, no Manly fans
Remus,
ever
what
been
are you
able to
doing?
say Manly are wooden spooners. Go, Ruben.
was a
Ruben
push
just
in
gave
there,
away
I
a
reckon.
penalty. That was a full-blown penalty.
Yeah.
Can you
I think
guys
they'd give him-
fuck off with your violence on our players, please?
It's uncouth.
It's really unbecoming.
Garrick is a cat tonight.
Is it not a nod
he
to
is
the
hot.
to the history of the Melbourne Manly clash to throw a punch or two?
I don't mind a punch. Punching, I actually would prefer than just these dog shots.
I mean, you don't like to be honest. You don't want to fight now because it's
No.
32-12. So it's you're never going to win. Even if you knock every bloke out, it's a loss.
A fight when it's even is good to go.
Yeah.
When it's when you're the loot getting pumped and you start throwing them, it's like, oh, this is.
What about Ruben's putback? That was
that-
so blatant.
That was
thought it was
just
fine
that's
on.
just Jonah Lomu being so big he moves people out of his orbit.
Do we?
Do you think players should be allowed 1 or 2 punches a year, used at your discretion?
Like a punch, you've got like a well, and you can sort of.
So,
go
if you and I played first grade rugby league, we're allowed 1 punch.
We're allowed
each
1
for a
punch.
season, just for when it's needed.
I mean, I think that there's certainly some merit in it, Eddie, and we, as you all know, at
But
home,
what if you
got the
get
year of
punched
PVL.
and you've used your punches? Do you just have to get punched in the face then?
You just got to cop it. Well, no, you can throw them back, but you're going to be, you are going to be punished.
Well, Eddie, do the punches carry over as well?
Oh,
Yeah,
you save your punches.
So if you have
can
like
save
a
up.
relatively like,
I've got 8 carryover punches to use.
you've got a quiet year. You can carry your punches over to the next year.
So
So,
what
a
if-
bloke that mightn't have flown punches he had a 20-year career, didn't throw a single punch. He got 20 to go.
You could feed someone.
So could you? Okay, let's say you've got 8 carryover punches. Could you go at the end of the year and get punched 8 times to lose the 8 punches?
No, so it means like if you have carryover punches, it's different to like carry. It's like means you haven't used them, so they're building up. So like you've got.
Oh, okay.
Say
But what
you
if
get
you've
5 punches
used
a
your
year?
punches?
You've
What if
stockpiled
you've
your
used
punches.
too many though?
You can borrow punches off a mate.
But like if I've punched too many people at the end of the season, can I just get punched 10 times to put me back at 0?
Oh, so you're saying like shit? I want to try and get my punches back to square. Can you crack me a couple of times?
Yes.
I don't. I mean, I think that's certainly worth considering as an option, Denon.
Because surely, like, if you let loose, heat of the battle, and then you're sitting there and you've used, let's say, 10 of your punches all year. Maybe you just get Bellyache or Wayne Bennett to flog you.
Well, Ricky would love to do it. Ricky could just flog players back into a level get your punches back. You go down and just get Ricky to beat the fuck out of you.
Do you reckon as well, like, it jacks up a player's price if they have lots of punches in the bank?
Certainly, if they're an enforcer, I think like if Jared Rea-Hargraves, if you got to play like Jared and he's got punches in the bank, you're like, oh shit.
That's an extra 50K.
Well,
Has
I,
a contract.
well, I think it'd come into Origin selection, wouldn't it? This bloke's got
yeah.
4 or 5 punches in him. You know what I mean? We want to go out there and set the standard, knock a bloke out. You could get
Early
picked,
as
you
well.
Could, you could get picked on a stockpile of punches, I reckon.
I tell you what,
Ruben.
Go, Ruben! Pin the ears back, son!
Yes.
I tell you what,
Christian Welch.
with that theory, if I've lost a series and it's game 3, I'm selecting all blokes with 10 punches in the bank.
Yes.
So we just go out and just punch on.
Yeah.
And
Punch
win
on,
the series
set
that way.
the standard.
punches landed or punches thrown? Because Kane Evans, if he had punches and it was punches
Kane
thrown,
Evans would cash out first game, some bloke said.
seriously, and that's like not landing any.
Have they got a land to count?
That's a fair question.
I think they probably do. I think they probably do. Do we need a captain's challenge in the 6th minute? Like in the, 74th minute?
Melbourne.
Look, it's ruthless.
It is ruthless.
I tell you what, you've really had your pants pulled down here.
Oh, have we done it?
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks.
You know, it looks like Storm are going to get the win here.
Hey, Denon, would you say you're confident in them scoring more points by the end of the game?
Look, it looks like they're going to get the win by
Well,
a
that's how you win
substantial
rugby
margin.
games.
They've scored a few tries, more than Manly, interestingly, which got them the win.
Yeah.
Would you still go along with what you were saying off air before the game that you think Manly will win the comp?
How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't feel anything because I didn't say that. I actually tipped Storm to win, and I tipped Hughes as man of the match, I think, which is a real possibility because we've seen his hole and it's fucking impressive.
It's a big hole. Surely the pap stick gets fucked.
Not only did he dominate you, he pulled his pants down, he shat on you too.
Which, again, I just didn't think that was warranted. Like, do you have to poo on us after a win? Is that within the spirit of the game?
I don't think so. Surely you get put on report for pooing on a bloke.
Look, Travojevic is snapping blokes in defence, whereas Hughes is snapping one off on you.
Which again, Denon, is there not like? Do you have carryover points for pooing on people? Like, what's that get you? What's a poo get you?
You talk about bringing the game into disrepute. Surely pooing on a bloke in the middle of a game. Oh, Tom, it's just not your game.
It's just not.
You know what? I love it though. I love that he's fucking ripping in. You know, like
Watch him. Okay, punters and dribblers, listen here and listen carefully. If you want to make a shitload of Australian dollary dues, get on Tommy Turbo to score 3 tries next week because he's going to come out and make a fucking statement.
Yeah, he's.
Who will they play next week? If
Roosters or
Probably the Chooks.
is it Roosters or is it Para? No, so it's Roosters or Titans.
Yeah.
we'll
Fuck,
pump
it's not.
either of
Oh man,
those.
it's not looking good.
Always lost that.
It's not looking
You
good.
make sure that's yeah. Look, is Manly season over? I think so.
I would say, this is what I would say.
I think it's just beginning.
This is what I would say. Next week we'll beat the Chooks, presumably, and then we'll probably play Penrith, right?
Yep.
From my perspective, we'll get through Penrith. Like we're not going to lose to Melbourne twice in one final series.
No, that just doesn't happen.
Like it would be 1-1, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you know,
That's
like,
where the smart money.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
There it is. It's Big Dick Munster. He's swinging it about. He's saying, "You want to get on the big stage with the fucking big dog? This is why they call me Mad Dog. This is why they call me the Money Man.
He's so big game.
He's such a big game player.
He's so big game. It's
He's
actually
so-
fucked how big game he
he's
is.
so big game.
He's
dude.
he's the biggest game.
Look at that.
I tell you what.
He's Triple H.
That's why, like, Melbourne are such a threat, and I think anyone that plays him in the final are going to be very hard to handle because he's so big game.
Well, but what's crazy as well is like
No one's bigger game than him.
100%. But think about every one of their players is big game. Like,
Yeah.
what
But he's
player?
the biggest game.
Oh yeah, fucking oath, he's big game. And
That
he's
kick
a
was so big.
scallywag. He loves it. You know. There he is. Look at him. Fuck me. He's angry but happy at the same time. He's the scariest happy guy in the league. Fair call.
Yes.
Like I've never been more terrified of a bloke that's happy.
The thought of him running
Johnsy
at me
getting in there.
terrifies the shit out of me.
Look at Nelson, the big fucking dog. He's a mad dog. I love Nelson. Man, seeing him bounce around just fucking belting blokes in Bali.
Yeah, you love
That was
that.
great.
He was good on his feet. Just looked like
He was great.
cracking
He moves well.
motherfuckers.
He moves well.
I mean, look, that's what-
Do we have any idea, Denon, who is potentially on this mooted fight card, or can we not talk about?
well, we'll talk about it next week when there's a few contracts need to be signed. But
Well, I know.
we'll talk about
Okay,
it.
can I? I hope Jared Wallace and Matt Lodge are on there. I say that. That'd be nice.
I tell you what, though, it's a theory of mine, and it might be a bit left field, but I feel like the premiership for the Melbourne Storm last year was won in Bali with Nelson flogging blokes for glass in their mate.
Defending his mate.
Because
That's what teams are built on.
That's
right?
what wins prems, is fucking getting it down dirty in the fucking trenches with your boys.
Yeah. Well, it's won in off season, right? Premierships are built in the off season. They're off season Bali getting fucked up, and then someone comes at Tui, and Nelson's like, "Nah, bruh, you want to try glass my boy? Come and have a look at these big fucking fists."
But it sets the standard.
It does set the
Because it's
standard.
like, okay, can I follow this fucker into battle
Yeah.
in finals time?
Yep.
Yeah, I can.
Apparently, the
because-
dude who he hit, like, he split his head open so badly, like, it looked like he'd fucking been hit by a car.
When I saw those punches thrown, I actually was like, I don't know if the guy could survive.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, but also, who the fuck's stepping to Tui Kamakamika firstly?
No, it's
And then you
Sully Vunivalu.
Oh, Vunivalu.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, who's doing that?
Yeah, I know, it's fucking
And
crazy.
then once you do that and then see Nelson come in, like, that is when a human shits himself involuntarily.
What I thought was crazy is like he was one man, but he was pushing the crowd around. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the crowd was moving with just him, and the security guards were like, "Oh fuck."
It's like in WWF when they intentionally get the wrestlers and make the referees to be really small. So when the referees are trying to like hold back all the things, it was like Nelson was 4 foot taller than everyone else in that scrum.
How tall is Nelson?
6'4"?
Fuck.
6'5"?
Big,
he's
big
like
boy.
199 at least, I reckon.
He
Could be over
is
2.
enormous.
Could be 2 on the dot.
38-12. Okay.
2 minutes to go, Eddie. Where are we seeing this one?
I think Tom, at this point, I think it's fair to say that it's back to the drawing board.
Okay, so we get the whiteboard, we get the duster, and we just wipe that bitch down.
I don't want a whiteboard. I want a chalkboard.
Yeah, okay.
I want to go old school.
And dust it off. Get back to fucking rugby league.
Get back to rugby league. Rugby league is a simple game, and a chalkboard will do.
Yeah, whiteboard maybe not the right thing for
Well, we
this
don't need the
moment.
mod cons,
No.
and as we know,
We
on
probably
Manly-
can't afford them.
Look, you reckon on the peninsula that
We do
Manly's got
whiteboards?
whiteboards, or
No.
are they using old chalkboards?
Yeah.
Do you think it's the fact that you've been taken away from the demandables?
Possibly.
Potentially, the hotels they're staying in are very
ritzy.
Narrabeen. They're by the pool, you know.
Well, I mean, it's more than they're used to.
Yeah,
you
so
know what I
maybe-
mean? They're in like nice accommodation,
Silk
by
sheets.
the pool, silk sheets. Hard to,
Room service probably.
hard to get up and play a game of rugby league when you're living in
Silk
4.5
PJs.
star accommodation every day.
Oh, Husey.
Oh,
Jerome, where's Patch?
Just tackling.
Look how
Where's Pat?
explosive he is. That's a halfback, man.
fuck.
Fuck, Bellamy's a freak. And Hughes is a freak.
Come on, boys. We got one more in us.
Surely not.
Look at him. He's just getting amongst
please.
it. Look at that. Fuck.
It doesn't really matter, I guess. It's not like fucking for and against matters, but
Yeah, but pride does.
pride matters.
You don't want the 40 mark.
No, I don't want the 40 mark in the finals.
But I tell you what, when Munster's up and about, there's really no stop. What's crazy is you've got Munster up and about, but Hughes has been fucking up and about as well.
Big game from big game players.
And then you got
Playing
like,
big game rugby
what's crazy
league.
is they didn't even have the cheese for the whole game. He was their best player before he went off. Scary, very scary.
You're dead right though, Tom. Big game players have stood up in a big game and had big games.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's as simple as
I mean,
that.
it's not over. It's not hard to understand.
This is rugby league. It's a very simple game.
It's simple.
It's a simple game.
What are we doing? Field goal, Pap. Here we go.
Fuck
40
you, Dave.
meters.
You
Fuck
fucking
you, Dave.
serious?
Nah,
Fuck you.
he hasn't hit
Missed
that,
it.
has he?
Hit it. He's hit
He's
it.
hit it.
Oh,
No, he hasn't.
Oh,
he
he's-
has.
oh.
He's hit it.
he's too good.
Does that have to go to 40?
Sorry, can Tommy do that? Can Tommy kick a 40-meter field
Dave,
goal?
I swear to God, fuck you. That's 40 points, isn't it?
Yeah. That's...
That's just.
this was the same score, I'm pretty sure, as maybe it was 2017, the first game
I mean,
finals, or there was
it's
some
tough.
other game where...
Talk about
Storm
when in
Manly.
doubt, go hot. Pappenhuisen has gone so fucking hot today.
Dude, that drop goal was fucking...
The disrespect.
Look, that is the most disrespectful drop goal. It is.
That's so disrespectful, but it's memorable.
And I'm
Like,
pretty
it-
sure that means he himself has doubled Manly's score.
that'll leave a scar.
Oh, yeah.
Hate to say it, but it will.
Oh, yeah. That's left me with a scar big time.
Short-term scar.
Talk about stepping up to the plate. As I said, I know I said it earlier, but Pappenhuisen playing against one of the most informed players we've ever seen. Struggled to get his spot back. Gets it back. Finally gets it back last week. He was literally playing for his position last week. Comes out with a big fat dick. Light just went off. With a big fat dick and gets the win. Great story.
Look, full credit to Melbourne.
Lots of tongues in the comments. Fair enough.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
take them. We'll take them all week. We'll
Fuck
take 'em all
you,
week.
Zach Hart, with your tongues, you asshole. It's all Zach Hart, actually, if you look at it. It's just Zach Hart.
Oh, is it just Zach?
Zach Hart giving us the tongues.
Look, did I pick the Storm? I did.
Did I?
Did
No.
I pick?
No, I
Did I have
didn't.
Manly 13 plus? Yes. Did I have Tommy to get a hat trick? Yes. Cullen first try? Yes.
Yeah, we had Tommy
Garrett,
3 or
two
more.
Yes.
That was
Look,
probably...
I had a variety of bets. They all had the same sort of flavour to them.
Well, I couldn't bring myself to tip against Manly. I also couldn't bring myself to put any Melbourne players. Dave turning off lights now just for fun, it would seem. Is this just... Are you just trolling us now, Dave, turning off lights? You should be turning off us, not Kempy.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
I would say, Tom, that
Lot of
tip
licking going
against
on.
Manly would have been 60 points they put on us. Do you know what I mean? The rugby league gods
You never tip against your side.
they don't take favourably to that.
Dave, look, I feel like, it's only fair for us to give you at least the floor for a brief moment, although you've commanded it.
I have
for
been
80
sitting on the
minutes.
floor for a while now, but thank you.
But how did you find that performance from your team?
It was pretty strong. I would say that is probably our strongest performance in the last maybe 2 to 3 months. We've been pretty flat, and I know it's hard to tell because we've still been winning games, but and I'm most happy that we scored a try with like 5 minutes to go. We didn't just pack it in at the end. That was an 80-minute performance. I think that sends a bit of a message to the league.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
Thank
Final
you,
word
Dave.
from D or Dave.
Yeah, I wanted to start playing him off like at the Oscars or some shit where you just play music. Like, thank you. All right.
I just want to know though, like, because you are a bandwagon, how much weight does what you said even matter? You know what I mean? Like, does it? It's kind of like you
Yeah.
said it, it's in the ether,
Yeah,
but
it's out there, but does it mean anything?
there's nothing pure or true about it.
Have
You haven't
been in
really-
Melbourne ever?
Yeah.
You haven't really earned the right to have a pure and true
Yeah.
opinion about a team.
Like, you wouldn't even be able to name a street in Melbourne. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't even know your way around there.
In saying that, you do, you know, you did get the win today. The Storm, they're just too pure and true.
He also has like 400 jerseys and
Yeah.
Storm tissues.
And Storm
that
and
I assume he
and-
beats off into.
And I was ball boy
were open.
for the team.
Those tissues were open and it wasn't full, that packet, so I can only assume.
They were a bit stuck together as well. I don't know.
That's disgusting, Dave.
That's a bridge too
That's-
far.
Yeah, that is actually
That's
disgusting. guys.
crass,
That
Dave.
is crass.
That's
foul.
really lowbrow, dude.
We are a professional environment trying to analyse the game of rugby league, and
This is
you,
a serious operation.
You-
You're talking
This
about.
is. I don't
coming
know,
into a pile of
I don't know
Storm
what
tissues.
gave you the sense that we were anything but professional on
Yeah.
this.
And
I
then-
don't know how you thought that was appropriate.
No, that was.
That was lowbrow.
I'd just like to apologise to everyone.
Apologise to the children, the mothers, the fathers.
Everyone watching at home for Dave talking about that. That was fucking vulgar.
Let us know in the comments section, guys. Is Dave the big dick in the room right now, or is he
Or is he a.
shower, not a grower,
Is Dave a shower, not a grower? Yes or no?
or is he the big dick
Or
in
is
the
he the
room?
big dick in the room?
I've got a few Dave goats here.
Thank you.
Or is that they're
Appreciate
saying
that.
the Broncos? Or is it my internet being slow? Oh, look. Oh, no. Look, Dave is the
Dave
goat.
is the goat.
Dave
yes.
scissors tissues. Yep. Yep, that's fucking spot on.
Dave is 100% the biggest
Cancel
dick.
D or Dave.
Cancel D or Dave. Beta. Dave is a beta.
Yeah, there we go.
Dave is probably bigger than Turbo.
Big
Ooh.
shower. They're calling him Shower. That doesn't
Shower.
make sense.
Shower, not a grower.
Small shower.
Or is that how you spell shower as well?
I guess it would be how you call show. I guess.
Dave equals cancelled. I can't read.
Someone
Through
said
the tears.
Moses Sully time. Look.
I mean, that's the most dribbly comment of the day, isn't it?
Boom.
Does that? I hope he hasn't fractured his fucking face there.
Yeah,
the
that
old
would be
cheese,
fucked.
that's what it looked like.
You know what? He's
That-
so fucking. So in the Moldy a couple years ago, I think it was the start last year, broke his fucking fractured his eye socket, had to get a plate and everything, but he played pretty much the whole game with it.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
vaguely
pretty-
remember
was
that,
he
actually.
also man of the match and scored 2 tries? Was
Yeah,
that
killed
that
like
game?
killed it.
yeah,
He got
ripped
he
it.
scored the
Yeah.
match winner.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So
broke.
has he got a plate in that eye?
I'm not sure if it's that side, but I'm pretty sure he has a plate in his face.
He's also got like full fake teeth. Like he's done his jaw as well, and he's got all screws in there. I'm pretty sure.
Mate, look at Olam, the angry
I
man.
know. Olam's such a beast, dude.
What I love about
he's
Olam,
a freak.
he's old school in the way of like he takes it to his opposite centre. Like I feel like these days they don't really battle like that. Like Joey Manu and Latrell obviously do it, but outside of those two, like there's no centre that goes, that's my centre. I'm like for the game, I dislike them and I'm going to take it to
Try
him.
and get it over.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas Olam fucking he does that shit.
personal.
It's a badge of honour
Oh yeah.
for him to fuck you up. He wouldn't have lost many centre battles.
Oh no way.
Yeah,
You know,
and he'd become the one that everyone dreads playing against.
he only started playing footy because he went to university and they had like a footy team. And this is 2015.
Are you
Really?
fucking serious?
Yeah, yeah.
And isn't he like a fucking?
He's got,
like,
he's got a degree in applied physics.
Yeah.
That's not a G up.
So when did he start playing footy? When he was like 20?
Like, I would have been like 18 or something, 17, 18.
Damn,
So he
dude.
made the university rep side. Then he got picked up by the PNG Hunters in Q Cup. That all happened in like 24 months. And then in his first year with the PNG Hunters, got signed by the Storm. So within like 3 to 4 years, he was playing with with the Storm.
Oh my God.
and he's a genius.
And he's a genius. He's got a degree in applied physics.
How are the PNG Hunters going? Like,
I'm not
how
sure.
did they go last COVID unaffected season?
Oh, I'm not sure. But they did go, I think they made a grand final one year.
I think
yeah,
they
I
won it
remember
one
that.
year.
I don't know if they won. Did they?
Yeah,
They won,
did,
yeah.
yeah.
They didn't beat the New South Wales team in the state champs. Yeah, right.
So Mark wants to know, could you guys maybe reflect on omens that you missed that caused this? You know, was there anything that you, now looking back, that maybe some omens that you didn't read correctly, maybe some omens that you looked too deeply into?
Look, I'll be honest, I didn't see any real omens for Manly winning.
Sometimes, because we are obviously the only two recognised professors of omenry on Earth at the moment, living. Some people send us omens, and sometimes they're almost always not an omen. But sometimes you can get high on false omens just because they're getting pounded into your skull. So I will sometimes, I think, be not hoodwinked by incorrect omens, but it's like all I'm seeing is fucking people going, how's this for an omen?
Well, for example,
And I'm like, you in a mirror isn't an omen.
Someone said that they had a dream that Carl Lawton scored the first try. Now, I didn't have the dream.
No.
So it's not
It's not an omen.
my omen.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's talking shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a first try.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like him going for the line and getting
He
short.
could be lying.
He could be talking shit for a giggle with his mates. Now, was I caught up in the moment?
Yeah, caught up in the omen.
I was caught up in the omen that wasn't mine. Turns out it wasn't an omen. It was a fib, and that happens. That happens
Yeah.
to the best of us. But it's game day, and I was swept up in
The emotion of finals.
It's almost like, because you haven't done double-blind omenry studies and placebo effects, you're still working out the kinks of omenry, or omology.
The only omen you can trust is one that you have experienced yourself
Yeah.
or seen experience firsthand.
Yeah.
A dribbler calling in saying he had a dream about something, like 99 times out of 100, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust a dribbler. We know that.
Almost 100 out of 100 times a dribbler tells you they dreamt about something, and you can't take that as an omen. It's just
can't.
crazy.
So do you, because you've grown at such a rapid rate, do you feel that you're almost being sabotaged because you've hit the mainstream now? It used to be like omens that you used to get were from pure and true dribblers, whereas you've expanded out to the mainstream. Do you feel like
Omenry's gone mainstream,
Yeah.
and it can be difficult to separate the omen from the pure bullshit. The mistake from us today, though, specifically around the Carl Lawton dream, we are better than that. And that was just you got to own your mistakes and to see. And it wasn't even. This is how
we got caught up in the narrative.
This is how secondhand this omen was. It was written by a dribbler on a Manly Seagulls supporter page and screenshotted by another dribbler and then sent to us. And I was like, "Oi, this guy had a dream about Carl Lawton. I think we get on first try scorer." So
Look, that's our mistake. You got to stand up and you've got to own it, just like we're taking the licks for Manly's loss tonight.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Did we buy into the narrative? The narrative was imagine that narrative if it comes off. That it would have been great content. Sometimes we think content first instead of the omen. We're in the content game.
we're content whores sometimes.
We can, but you can't be a slave to the content, Tom.
So
You've always said that.
So do you feel like that there is some similar to the way the New South Wales Blues love the corporate dollar? You love the narrative or the content, and can be sometimes thrown off by the narrative and the content.
I think there'd be a lick of truth in that.
Yeah, look, I think if we're being honest with ourselves, we become slave to content when it used to be omen first, content second. Now it's content
listen,
first.
Tom. I don't know if I need to remind you of this, but we studied to be professors of omenry.
Yeah.
Before we were in the content game.
Before we became professors of content.
It was the omen was almost before the content.
Yeah.
And now I feel like we're losing our way a little bit.
Yeah.
And the content now starting to become.
We're like
the omen.
We're like
which
when
is-
fucking Rocky or Conor McGregor, they reached the heights of their profession, which was us reaching the heights of omenry, and then you get distracted by the glitz and the glamour and the flashing cameras and
Which
shit.
is content.
Which is content. And now the thing that got you to the dance, omenry, falls by the wayside.
We need to go back. I think we need a quiet couple of days, Tom and I.
Turn the phones off.
We turn the phones off and go internal and go back to what we know and love and trust.
I need to go sit on a cliff top in silence for
100%.
just
That's
hear
the sacred
sounds
art of
and
omenry. I'm going to go up into the national park somewhere, or within 5Ks, so don't shit.
I think it would be.
And get back to basics.
climb a tree.
It's a perfect time for you to do exactly that, but also post passive-aggressive memes about finding yourself and toxic relationships, but
Absolutely,
with
really long-winded comments about how we've like
Long.
Yeah. And, like comments
Not directed at
I
anyone.
lost
no.
myself and I forgot the way of the omen, but I am back.
Yeah, but also
I'm
like
true.
thinly veiled swipes at people that we know who you're talking about, but we don't name, and then after like but it's gonna like extend into like 3 comments as well because I've written so much.
Now, the most important question of all that has come through the great punter and the dribbler have been fantastic. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Have Manly lost their oomph?
No.
That's a disgraceful question. That's a fucking disgraceful question. We haven't lost our oomph.
I just think
You looked oomphless
I
tonight.
think we forgot to bring it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and I think
I think you'll find. I think you'll find that whoever was in charge of the oomph tonight.
yeah, the kit guy, the
kit
oomph guy.
Now, like people don't realise this, that within every kit team, there is a guy who looks after the oomph. He falls under the head of kit, but his job is oomph. You could argue he's more important than head of kit, but that's for another day.
That's an internal squabble. I don't know if we'll ever solve that one.
It seems to me, we haven't spoken to the Manly Seagulls yet. We'll be on the blower after this. We'll be, calling for a Royal Commission. But it seems to me that the oomph was left back at the resort.
I think if you were to go into the Manly precinct at Twin Waters in wherever the fuck they are in Queensland, you will find a bag of oomph left on the fucking,
Unopened.
left unopened on the floor.
It's right next to the front door. They put it there being like, I'll get it on my way out.
Exactly.
And
We'll
forgot
grab the oomph on the way out and they come back and Des will go, who the fuck left the oomph?
Yeah. Honey, did you forget the oomph? Yeah, I did.
I forgot
actually.
the oomph.
Now,
So basically, it's going to be an SOS to either replacing the oomph kit man or making sure he does his fucking job next week.
Yeah, I think that. Look, if you forget oomph twice, it's much more than losing your job. You disappear.
well, capital punishment comes back.
Yeah, you go missing.
I would say this. The fact that we left our oomph at home and we come up against a well-rested, very red-hot Melbourne side to score 12 points.
Oomphless. Oomphless
Without
points.
oomph. To score 12 oomphless points and hold them to 40 points is fucking sensational.
Hold him to 40.
Don't you reckon? To hold them to 40 points. Fucking hell, I reckon that's bloody sensational.
Yeah, they'll talk about this performance for
For
decades.
decades to come. Mate, they'll hang a frame photo of this team in Manly Leagues
Yeah,
and go, the time we scored 12
Yeah.
oomphless points.
The oomphless 12.
The oomphless- you can sell fucking merch. The
Yeah, they
oomphless
might
12.
actually on Channel 9 after this. It'll just
Yeah.
be, only 1,000 copies worldwide, the oomphless 12.
Basically, a car running on empty, really. Going out with no fuel.
Exactly.
It's like do you know the miracle of Hanukkah, the Jewish miracle, where there was meant to be oil that only lasted to light flames for 1 day, but it lasted for 8 days?
You know what,
go.
Dave?
Yep.
I don't know the miracle of Hanukkah.
Well, now
and
you
I don't
do.
think anyone does.
Yeah. No, look, Dave is also, he's obviously our producer, but he is head of Jewish sort of insights for the show.
He's head of Jewish studies.
Yes.
And we've been taking some classes.
Deep in the Jewish community.
Yes. Well, we had Jewish New Year with D or Dave on the show the other day as well. He brought in some fucking
Apples with honey.
Apples with honey.
Yeah.
There was
Very sweet.
Is there
Is
a
it-
horn
well-
blown on Jewish New Year?
There is a horn. It's a ram's horn. That's called a shofar,
There you go.
and it's blown on Jewish.
Was there any Jewish omens that you saw for the storm leading into this? Any omenry that you've, because obviously it must have rubbed off on you a bit, the omenry or omology.
Look, there were just so many overwhelming omens, even in the rugby league world, that I was kind of just lost amongst all of them. I wasn't looking too much towards the Jewish side for omens, but
Look,
I'm
let's be
sure there were
honest.
some there.
Dave, not a professor of omenry.
No, certainly
He's
not.
lucked out picking the best team of the last 20 years, and he doesn't know how to explain it. It's a fluke. But you still won.
Look, I hope that answers your question, Denon.
Yeah, we hope that gets you to where you want to be. I think that's probably us, though. I
think so.
I think that's probably time to wrap it up.
I think we turn it off now. I think we turn it off.
Yeah, I'm laughing now, but I will be crying in the car in about 15
Well, as
minutes.
soon as it's turned off, I'll be in tears.
But look, thank you, Kempy, for having us and allowing us in here. Dave, thank you, obviously, for being a piece of shit. But
Thank you.
congratulations.
I appreciate this.
Thank you to everyone for tuning in.
Thanks to Matt for
Thank you
filming.
very
Cheers,
much to
Matty.
Matty behind the
Yoo.
scenes. Sorry, Maddie. I feel bad now I didn't mention you first, considering you were actually the orchestrator of the whole thing. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks, everyone who got the T-shirts again. I think that's it. Manly 13 plus next week. Bye-bye.